We live.
Good morning,
Yes.
everyone.
Good morning.
What is going on? What a struggle.
Well, I'm
oh
hanging
my
out.
God.
I'm hanging out up at Lake Champlain. We've got a few anglers up here that are fishing in the EKF tournament that are also fishing in the All Star Game. So she's a little bit angry this morning. She was nice and calm last night, but wind has picked up a little bit. Some of the guys are struggling out there. They're having a little bit of a rough ride.
Yeah, it has been tough. I mean, just look at the numbers. I think we have 29 anglers fishing today, and I think we only have like 50 fish on the board or something like that. It's ridiculously tough.
Yeah.
I mean,
You want to?
Chip, I don't know about you, man. I saw that big old full moon. Brad, I saw that big old last night, and I knew we were going to be in trouble, man. Like that thing is a gigantic full harvest moon there. Like those fish are going to be gorged tonight, man. And I think they did.
Well, that's why I mentioned earlier. Everybody should have had a high run this morning.
Yeah. Yep. It wasn't to be found for me, man. I had an 18 jump off, and then I had a 12. But other than that, man, I just can't get a bite. I mean, this is unbelievable. I changed lakes. I literally just got on the water at a different lake that's kind of adjacent to where I was fishing, man. I made a 3-hour trip to come down to some really good lakes. I've fished the Potomac River yesterday, just kind of pre-fishing, and I just didn't like what I saw. And I was like, might as well go ahead and fish these lakes. They're usually donkey fists. And boy, I tell you what, it's anything but right now.
It's been really slow for me.
Yeah, I know the.
Go ahead, Lauren.
Yeah, I know the guys. We were talking last night that the pre-fishing has not been that great for these guys for the tournament this week, and the bite has actually turned off, and they think the lake is in transition. You know, already they had 3 really heavy days of cold rain last week, and it's really affected the lake. So we were talking about it last night, and but as I'm looking this morning, they're on the board, and they caught fish early. Like Nick Audi for EKF, last I checked, was sitting with 90 some odd inches for EKF this morning. So I mean,
wow,
yeah. So they're getting it. And they got on it early. It just depends on where they are. The lake had a time where it had started to calm down a little bit, but the wind has picked back up, and I'm watching the waves, just kind of start to roll in. That's the whole reason I'm sitting inside. I had originally planned on sitting outside, but the wind just picked up again.
Yeah, I mean, we got a kind of similar thing. I mean, it's overcast. Wind's starting to blow a little bit. I'm hoping as soon as this moon gets as far away from the sun as possible, we get a last minute flurry here in the last hour or so. But man, I'll tell you, I mean, Chip, like you said, where you're at, I mean, it's been tough bite, tough bite.
Yeah, it has. I caught one keeper this morning first thing, and then I caught 3 shorts, and then I just caught a 16 1/4. But other than that, the bite just kind of stopped.
Yeah. Everywhere here on the East Coast, man. I've talked to several people today, and there's a lot of championships going on today on all over the place. Just hadn't been happening. I think here in Virginia, the championship here in VKT, I think 68 inches is leading it. 68.
Wow.
On a very good lake. Whew. That's tough.
Well, I'm moving to. I'm sorry. Go ahead, Lauren.
No, go ahead, Chip.
I was just getting ready to say I'm moving. I was on a different part of the lake. I was trying a spot I had never tried before. I didn't really care for it, so now I'm moving back to some of the more familiar spots for me. So hopefully I'll be able to pick up a couple of fish here shortly.
Right on. Well, Chip, let's talk about your season, man. Talk about your team, number 2 seed in the North, man. Unbelievable run for you guys, man. Congratulations.
Thank you very much. It's been I don't want to say it's exceeded our expectations because we thought we could compete with anybody and we thought we'd have a good season. But to have the number 2 seed and have things have played out so well for us, it's been a really great year.
What's your team's what was the team like after week 9, man? You guys sealed the number 2. What was your team saying and all that stuff? Give us a little inside locker room chat.
Well, we were very happy, very excited, but in all honesty, we were still pretty focused. I mean, we know that having the number 2 seed and being able to fish at home is huge for us, but we know that we've still got a lot to go. Still have a lot to do.
Right.
So we were very, very pleased, but we were also a little reserved because we know this is just the beginning for us now.
Right. Yeah, you're right. You're exactly right. It is the second season, as we say, right?
Yes, sir. And I think we'll be in pretty good shape. Manitou's it's a fun lake to fish, and I think whatever team comes in here, we're both going to catch fish. It's just going to come down to those 2 or 3 kickers that put us hopefully over the edge.
Right. Exactly.
Wow.
Yeah, I mean, you've had some really. I mean, you guys have since we started KFL. You guys are undefeated at home. I think you're the only team that can say that. It's an incredible feat, man. And not only that. I mean, it's not like you guys have had some really, really good games, really close games, real fair games to a lot of your competitors that's come in there. And both of you guys have put on a good show, man. So Manitou's definitely
that's
done good, man.
A great thing. That's a great thing about Manitou. It is our home place, and we do have an advantage because we fish it, but anybody can come in here and catch fish. So right. It's a fun lake to fish. I think it's fun for the teams that come in, and it really makes you fish hard because they're going to catch fish too.
Right. Exactly. Well, let's watch y'all, man. You exciting finishes and throws, and think about seeing his 6-pounder gets off, and I mean, it's just all those moments that you guys have created, man, in the last couple of years have been really, really cool. Chip, I think when Alabama came to you, you basically single-handedly beat them. You know what I mean? So it was a fun show to watch.
Yeah, we've had a pretty remarkable run at home. I would never have guessed that we'd be undefeated for 2 years here, but
yeah,
everything's fallen our way.
Right on, guys. I'll be honest with you, man. I'm just trying to absolutely just go after a big bite, man, and it's just not happening today, man. I'm just trying to get something moving here,
Well, we still got a lot of time left. It's still,
I
won't say it's early, but we still have a lot of time left.
Lauren, let's go over some scores here. Let's go. Lauren, are you there? She's trying. Chip, you can hear me, right?
Yes, sir.
Good deal.
Well, I'll
Brad are gone.
All right, sounds good.
There we go. Lauren, there we go.
Hold on.
You disappeared on us.
Let me switch over here so I can see what I'm doing. Oh. We've got the north. Those days. It's the south at 287 3/4.
I understand we have some more fish to get on the board there, though.
Can you hear me?
Yep. You're burning out, though.
All right. I don't know why all of a sudden we were doing okay.
Yeah, you're good now. You're good now.
All right. Sitting at the top of the leaderboard, we have Jeremy Baker with 78.5, followed by Ken Wood at 68.75. Brandon Hewlett is at 67.25. Jerry Ty is at 65.5. Nate Hall, let's keep scrolling here. Nate Hall is at 52.75. Barry Davis is 50.75. Big Anglis is at 33.25. Justin Lacoste is at 33. Chip is sitting at 30.5. And rounding out your top 10 is Chris Mitchell at 23.25.
That's a big fish he caught this morning.
Yeah.
Conrad Benetti is not able to fish today. He has a flat tire.
Oh no.
Yep.
So, yeah.
I heard that this morning. Update. The North is at 340.25 now to 287.75.
I know Garrett Morgan's got some fish.
Okay.
He has yet to post. I think he has a 21 as a big when I talked to him last. So we got some guys that haven't posted yet. But I'm shocked. I mean, I'm shocked that the leader of all the nation right now is sitting at 78 inches. Are you serious? That is insane.
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought for sure we'd have several people over 100 by now.
Yeah. It makes no sense. What do you think it is, Chip? What do you think? I mean, like all of a sudden, like Lord was about these lakes turning over. I was going to fish the Potomac River or Hunting Run. Two of our lakes or two of our fisheries, and Hunting Run is already starting to turn over, man. And I mean, right now the thermocline's down to 17 feet, man. That's insane. It was at 12.
I don't know, Greg. I mean, normally on Manitou on the weekend we have a lot of boats. We have jet skis, skiers, other bass fishermen in bass boats. Today there's not a whole lot of that. So
yeah,
it's not like the lake is really rough and we're competing for spots. I don't have a good answer. I wish I did. I wish I had a better excuse than I'm just not very good today.
I don't think anybody is. I mean, honestly, Brad, talk about that, man. This transition that from summer to fall, these lakes that turn over, man, and how it affects fishing and how quickly it can happen.
It's funny. In certain lakes, it hurts it pretty bad, and in other lakes, it comes on pretty easy. It's the transition where the bass now are getting ready to still go back up into the creeks chasing the shad and try to feed up real heavy right before the last bit of the cold hits, brings them back deep again.
Right.
Which is usually good for our fall fishing. And it's just that transition, that 1 week in between when it happens, when they're getting that adjustment instead of ready to move off these points and stuff that they're staging on up into these creeks, waiting on those shad to start moving up into them, and then they start. It's just
right. We have Jason Cassidy. What's up, Jason? How you doing, bud?
Oh man, what's up, man? The wind finally picked up, so hopefully you can hear me okay.
Yeah, we're good, man. We got you, man. How you doing out there, bud?
Oh, struggling. So a lot of short fish. Fish. I caught that good one this morning on a popper up on top, so it's pretty exciting.
Yeah, I hear you, man. It's been tough. We were just talking about it, man, how tough it's been across the nation today, man. I mean, it's just, man, I hope this is not a foreshadowing of the playoffs, man.
No, it'll show up in the right time. I think everything will get, like Brad was talking about, everything will start popping off here pretty quick, especially up here in the north. I mean, we're still getting, mid-80 water temperatures, so it's just a funk. It'll be all right.
Yeah.
What's happening now, as what Lauren mentioned earlier and everybody else, is we're starting to get the cooler rains instead of the warm rain. They're starting to cool the water back off in the creeks. The shad will start moving toward that cooler water, and the bass will follow them on up in there.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know.
Yep.
I know the guys were saying yesterday that the Champlain was down to like 66. So that was a big drop. And from what it was, because I think it was up in mid 70s. Considering how big this body of water is and how north it is, that's actually decent temperatures for it. But it was down to 66, I think, yesterday. And they actually figured this bite has been going on this way probably for a couple of weeks now. And they said, once they get through the full moon and that kind of stuff, they said, it'll pick up again. So.
Yeah. We were looking at the score earlier. We were looking at the score earlier, and Todd just said Irwin has Minor has 95 3/4. He's on Gunnersville, not able to submit. My guy has over 100, and he can't submit yet. And they're both in the South, so that's almost 200 points right there.
Yeah. There you go. I mean, it's feast or famine. I mean, it's like you said, man. I mean, we're here on the East Coast, and I don't know, man. It's been a tough one here today, y'all. I mean, I can't even tell you how tough it's been.
Well, I know where I am up here in northern Indiana, we're supposed to have rain, storms come through tonight, and the temperature is supposed to be 12 degrees colder tomorrow than what it is today. So I'm wondering if that has anything to do with it.
Wow. Well, I'm telling you, man. That moon last night, man. I was like, oh Lord, that big old full moon, man. I just saw it, and I'm like, oh man, they're chewing right now. They're chewing right now. Like 2:00 in the morning. I was like, oh goodness.
That's always what an old guy taught me when we fished at night. And he says, we're going tonight. It'll be midnight before he shows at the house. And I'm already ready for bed by then. And he says, oh, no. Summertime, full moon, you fish in the morning. Fall, you fish early. Spring, you fish early. But summertime, you fish late.
Yeah.
At night.
No doubt. Jerry's with us. Jerry is having a good day out there. What are you doing out there, man?
Oh, we lost him.
Hang on, we lost Jerry. There we go.
There he's back.
There's Jerry.
Oh, just what I usually do. It's throwing a jig this morning.
Good deal, man. Good deal.
Heard all right. Figured I'd come on and about do it tonight. So it's been a little bit since I had one.
Yeah, you got a little bite. You got a little bit early, didn't you?
Huh? It was about 7:30 on first keeper.
Wow. Yeah, 65 and a half is what Jerry's sitting at. Yeah. Jerry's sitting at 65 and a half right now.
How much fish do we have on the board total?
We're showing 53 fish on the board right now.
Yeah. That's unreal, man. That is unreal.
Looking at, less than 2 fish per person so far.
Hey, that's what happens though, man. That's the reality of fishing, man.
Right. That's why it's called fishing and not catching.
I'm resulting to throwing a drop shot now, man. I hate this. I can't stand this.
Come on, Keith. You only got that one showing.
Yeah.
Right.
Trust me, I'm leaving them all for Ewing to catch. Apparently.
Well,
another dink.
One of my guys in the South is now starting to try to post. He's already had 100 inches, so let's see how far he goes today, right where he's at.
Right on.
He just posted.
Well, Jerry's got a nice little fish there.
Yeah, a little dink. That's all I've been catching here lately. Hour.
Jerry, where are you fishing?
I'm in Kansas.
Gotcha. I didn't know Kansas had bass, man.
There's a few.
Greg, what bottle of water are you on?
Well, I was at Western Branch, and that didn't do so well. Now I went right over next door. I'm at Burnt Mills. So that's it's down in Suffolk. It's about 3 hours from the house. So made the trek down here this morning just to try to get some good fish on the board, but
Who in sports
should have just stayed at the house and not catch anything.
He's up to 91 and a half. Oh, the South is climbing fast now.
Yeah, let's go South.
Yeah, Ewing had the right game plan out here this morning. I did not have the right game plan, apparently.
And Keith, what was your game plan?
Well, I was going to come out here and just get a suntan, but no, that's not happening either. No, look, just fishing these grass flats and the storms we've had the last 3 or 4 nights here has gotten them a little off unless you're throwing top water. And I just didn't bring any top water with me today. Had a full moon last night, so it's kind of slowing everything down.
Yep.
That seems to be the theme of the day.
Yeah.
Well,
top water ain't working here either.
Ewing's not doing anything exceptionally spectacular. He's just out here throwing a buzz bait around and finding holes in this grass where they're just coming up and popping the top water. I mean, he's not doing anything, no secret. He's just catching fish.
The old fish magnet, man. It works every time.
Yeah, I mean, I got to take a picture of him with that 21-inch this morning. That was fun. I am good for something, guys. Good for something.
It's exciting.
All right, let me pull up the scores again real quick.
Oh
here,
yeah,
so
pull it up because it's changing drastically. That's what I'm looking at.
Hang on. All right, we have a horse race, folks. Let me make sure I got the most recent ones up here.
That's it.
All righty. Hey, we have 63 fish on the board. This is a beautiful thing. All right, so the north is up 356.5 to a rapidly climbing south at 341.
Let's go.
Ewing Minor is now in the lead with 91.5 inch is a fish.
Yeah, he just added another fish. He was at 90.
Okay, so Neil DeForest is at 80 3/4, followed by Jeremy Baker at 79 1/4. Ken Wood is at 68 3/4, followed by Brandon Hewlett in the number 5 spot at 67 1/4. Jerry Ty is on the board at 65 1/2, with Nate Hall at 52 3/4. Jake Anglis is now up to 51 3/4. Barry Davis is at 50 3/4, and rounding out the top 10 is Justin Lacasse at 33 inches.
Yeah,
is Jake Anglis at 53 surprising to you, Lauren?
Yes and no. So it's surprising to me because Jake is actually up here on Champlain. So it's surprising just knowing how Jake fishes, but knowing how this lake is fishing this week, it's kind of not surprising to me. I think he just hasn't found his right spot. And I think that once he does, he'll be okay. I know there's a lot of struggle out there. So hang on just a second. Because he's fishing the KF event. And hang on.
You might have a couple 12s or something.
Yeah. So, I mean, it's let's see. Championship. So like I was saying early, Nick Audi is up here on Champlain, and he's got 94 3/4 for the EKF championship. So he's sitting in first up here. Followed by Scott Rhodes at 86 and Ken Wood at 81 3/4. But Jake is in fourth spot with 65 and
Wow.
Now, how's it set up? Is it all the fish they catch or just their top 5 fish?
You talking about for here?
For each person, is it their top 5 fish or all the fish they're catching?
It's top 10 for each individual for this, and it's top 20.
65 and a half.
Yeah, it's top 20 for the team.
Okay.
So, it's probably. So, hang on, let me look. Oh, there we go. Oh no, are we dealing with solar flares again?
We're having solar flares, yes.
So yeah, it's top 10 for each angler for All Stars, and it's combined 20, right?
Okay.
So I think these guys have a long way to go before they start getting up into, hitting bag limits.
Right.
If I can just get to 10 today, I'll be happy.
Well,
I'll
only
be happy.
Aaron's only got 5 on the board. Neil's only got 5 on the board. But I think Neil's other fish might be 14 inches. That would put them out of the top 20 on the south side.
Ewing's probably caught 12, 13 fish.
But he's only got 5 showing on the board.
Yeah, he's got a couple smaller ones, 14 or a couple 14, 15s.
Yeah, we'll need those, man. Tell them to post it.
Let him go ahead and post it because it add the points for him too.
Yeah, I don't know if the way he's rearing that buzzbait around, I don't know if he's catching them and then going to post them in lumps or what.
Yeah, he might be doing that. As he moves, he might be like several others to start posting when he moves.
Yeah, he can't use a motor today because he's fishing the Hobie College Series.
Ah, okay.
So he's having to spend a lot of time pedaling.
Yep.
And the wind out here is making sure you have to do just enough pedaling. So.
Well, Ken Wood just posted a still fish. So he's got 3 in the 18 range and 2 in the 16 range.
I'll get to hear all about it.
Yeah.
Well, there's I think 15 of us here in the house.
Wow.
So, oh yeah, this house is huge. I mean, you could get lost in here. But it's absolutely gorgeous, and it's just, overlooks Champlain. But yeah, so you got, and it was funny because they were all talking this morning. I mean, 3 were going north, 2 were going south, somebody's going over here, somebody's going 5 minutes away, somebody's going an hour and a half away, and I'm just like, all right, we're all in the same body of water, and they're like taking off 4 winds, So it'll be interesting to hear how they talk about things tonight when they get back to the house. So
yeah.
Now, is this a 2-day event for you guys?
Yeah.
Yep. Crown Nick the EKF champion, right?
Well, that was the big thing. Can anybody catch him? He's angler of the year so far. With Nick, with Ken and Jake are 2 and 3 behind him, and it's a question of can they catch? Does Nick have a major stumble, and can they catch him? So far, not.
No.
But it's very possible that Nick could walk away with the whole shooting match. this year, depending on how today and tomorrow go. So
I find it hard pressed to find anybody's fishing better than Nick Gowdy this year.
yeah,
Nick has absolutely destroyed, the Northeast. I mean, he's had such a good year. Man, it's been, he's had a really, really good year.
Yep.
All
Well,
right,
and
guys,
and when you take that and you transfer that back to to KFL and everything like that, it's just crazy. It's how everything's going to all shape up.
Big week next year.
All right, we're looking at the North now. Has 221 inchers on their top of the board, and the low end is 15 and a half. They got their 20 fish in. On the South, a 23 and a quarter is the top end, with a 21 and a quarter coming in second, and a 15 inch is their low end. So we're racking up real close together on these two sides, the North and the South. 364 for the North and 344 for the South.
Nice.
Wow.
Was that Chris Mitchell with the 23 and a half? Did I see that?
Yep.
Yes.
Yep.
Yes.
Okay.
He's in 13th right now.
Cool. So it's funny because as I'm watching the broadcast and I'm watching, Chip, you look like you have relatively sunny skies. Everybody else is severely overcast.
Yeah, it's a beautiful day here. It's going to be, I think the forecast is 85 today. Sunny, no rain.
Wow.
Yeah, it's a beautiful day.
It's beautiful wherever you are, Chip.
You're so nice.
Oh, man.
Beautiful.
Hey, y'all don't mind me. Just let me be a fan, okay?
Anybody else hate throwing a drop shot? I can't stand this, man. This is not my thing, but I got to do what I got to do, man. I'm getting my own I'm summoning my own Nick Audi, trying to catch a fish here.
Maybe we can get Nick to do some clinics.
Oh my gosh, I can't stand doing this. Not my thing,
Greg,
man.
I've thrown a Ned rig, different styles of plastic worm, chatterbait, spinnerbait, swim jig. Nothing is working. I don't think it matters.
Man, I don't get it. I don't get it, man.
Yep, Todd, he's already submitted 5 fish. Ewan's got 5 on the board. And I think you're right. Both of them are 21 inchers.
Ewing's got 221s?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yep.
And after seeing what he was doing, I started to make the trek back to the truck and grab my buzz bait, but
That's what's help him hold the North up right there now with those 221s.
Man, you never leave the truck without a buzzbait, man. Never.
well, Greg, I tell you what, the last 2 times out here, I've caught 30 fish and all of them on the same bait.
Yeah, the speed worm, huh?
Yep.
Yeah.
So I didn't even bring the 3 rods, and they all have speed worms on them.
It's what you call confidence.
Red, white, and blue, huh?
June bug red, and watermelon red. And guess what? They ain't working. They just ain't working. But if y'all want to know what not to throw, I'm a perfect example of what not to throw right now.
I feel you, bro. I mean, I feel you, man. It's been disheartening, man. You know.
Well,
right
Brian
now we
went
want
out.
to get.
Hey, I wanted to tell you.
Yeah. Go ahead.
I'm sorry. I wanted to say something.
Well, Chip, that was, man. Thank you for that.
Said they were going in there, and they asked me if I was in.
That sounds like my son trying to talk to me on the phone.
Oh my gosh, I have a fish. Oh no!
And I
gosh, I just had a
Yeah.
nice fish.
Yeah.
Are you serious right now?
Chip, you're breaking up on us.
God, I just had a nice freaking bass rod, man.
You sure it was a bass or was it one of those yellow perch up there?
No. I saw it. It rolled right on top. It was a nice bass, man. Gosh, that makes me feel sick. Only bite I've had today, basically, and I blew it.
What?
Thought you slept, didn't you?
That?
Man, that sucked.
Look back over here at the score.
Did everybody go away? Where's Chip? Did Chip go away?
Chip was breaking up, so I don't know if he was trying to reset.
Oh, gotcha. Lauren, yeah, there she is. Okay.
Sorry, I had to go get my water, which is, in the kitchen, which is, halfway across the house.
So
Mile away.
67 entries so far on fish out of the 27 people fishing right now? Or 28?
That's still terrible, man.
Well, Chip is back.
We got any Longhorn fans in the house today?
Yeah. So
that game's going on right now, isn't it?
Nah, they got about 15 minutes to kick off.
Okay. Alabama's gonna kill them. They're 20, aren't they?
Yeah, right. They're favored by 20, 21, something like that.
Yeah, Alabama's gonna kill them.
What did that quarterback say? He's going to have to cut his hair?
Yeah, they might as well go ahead and cut his mullet now. Well, he said if Texas didn't hang 50 on Bama, he was going to cut his hair. Sounded to me like he just wanted to get a haircut and didn't want to tell nobody.
Yeah, there you go.
Who just messaged? Todd messaged me.
Come on, fish.
Is Jason Cassidy still with us?
Now it looks like just me, you, Chip, Brad, Jerry, and Lauren.
Oh, okay. I got you. Chip, what were you saying?
Can you guys hear
hear
me?
what you said? Yeah, now we can. Yep.
Chip, you there?
And they said that's what if I was in the KFL.
Solar flares, man. The solar flares. Every other word. Hey, Lauren, start muting it. Lauren, mute everybody. But
Yeah.
Chip. I think that's what it is. So
Okay.
go ahead and mute like.
I got
Yeah.
headphones on, so
Yeah.
I got headphones.
Okay.
Hang on. Chip, can you hear us now? Yeah, you're still breaking up a little bit.
Guys, how big of a win is it for the KFL to know that Three Bells is
Bring
now
everybody else back in.
Three Bells is now carrying cross kicks? Is that not a win, guys? I mean, that's exciting.
Yeah, that is awesome, man. I'm very, very, very happy for that. That picture looked good. All those cross kicks, Lauren.
Thanks. We were excited. Thank you. They came in before, and they're actually all packed in my truck. And they're coming. They're up here at Champlain, so I'll take them to the award ceremony tomorrow. And then they'll be. This is what Cross Kicks, was able to get for us for what we ordered. So they're moving so much stuff that they're out of stock on a lot of stuff right now. So we'll be stocked for Christmas, completely stocked for Christmas, and we'll have the new Tetras that are coming out too. So okay, checking now. Thanks, Brad.
Yeah, that new Tetris. Oh man, it's got that liner inside. But I love those shoes. And it's funny when you walk though with them out there on that concrete afterwards. Everybody, you can't sneak up on anybody. You get that squeaky sound.
Yeah.
They are comfortable though.
We were talking about that. So I wore mine yesterday, and actually I'm going to go down when we get done here. I started to break them in a little bit yesterday, and when I get done here, then I'm going to go. Mine are in the truck. But it was funny because I was wearing them probably for a good 2-3 hours before when I drive, I drive barefoot. I can't stand wearing shoes. So when I got in the truck, I had put my little flip flops back on. It was like, my feet hurt. And it wasn't because they hurt because of the shoes. They hurt because the cross kicks have so much support in them that when I went back to those stupid little cheap flip flops that I have, like there was no support on my feet, and it was just I could feel it immediately. So I'm really excited. Just the sheer support that's in those shoes is amazing. So I'm looking forward to it. So I'm going to walk down to the shore down here earlier, because we're right on the water, but there's zebra mussels all over the place down here. So it'll be interesting to see how those hold up, going through that kind of stuff. So I'll take some video later today and post it. So, but
guys,
Todd, I got you.
My battery is dead, and my battery pack is not working. So I hate to do this. I'm gonna have to get off here for a little bit. I'm down to 10% on my phone. Okay. Unbelievable.
Oh,
but I'll leave it to you. I'm sorry. I don't know what the heck happened here. My battery pack is literally not working. And it was fully charged last night. So
we gotta get you in that one.
Hey, what type of phone do you have?
iPhone.
Oh, okay.
So I'm not sure what's going on here. But all right, I'll be back. I'll try to get back a little later. I'm sorry, y'all.
Okay.
Interesting.
Save that 10% and submit your fish.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm worried about.
But Lauren, when May's standing up with these, I stand and fish 90% of the time. Oh man, it makes a lot of difference too.
Yeah.
My feet do not hurt.
Yeah,
so I mean, I just got to remember to. I just got to remember to spray my feet with a little bit of not suntan lotion, but a little bit of mosquito spray, because I'll come back and there's little holes where the CrossFit kick doesn't catch, is where the mosquitoes will catch me.
Oh,
so it's kind of funny on that part.
That's funny. See, and it what's funny is, so typically I have Chacos, and that's, so if you've seen the tan lines on my feet, they're all over the place, because they cross and everything. And I wear those all summer long during the marina because I'm in and out of the water and everything like that. And so it's great. So these have the same amount of support as the Chacos do. So I'm really excited that like I'll have 2 such as shoes to be able to wear. But it's funny because my feet don't ever get bit with the mosquitoes, which is just kind of funny. And like, I didn't think about it until you said something, Brad. It was like, okay. Hey, let's see if we can get Chip back in here. He's back. Hi, Chip. Can you hear us?
You guys hear me? Yes,
okay.
I can hear you. Can you hear me? Good.
We can. And you don't sound like Max headphone this time. Yeah.
Well, unfortunately, I didn't catch any fish while I was gone.
Oh, all right. Well, hey, Todd Patrick sent a picture to me, and it's a picture of Ewing with this absolute tank of a fish. For the life of me, Todd, you're asking the wrong person to try and put something technological and share.
Well, it had to be you. He'd already asked me, and I don't have the rights to do it right now. So.
Gotcha. Well, and it came through on my phone, so my phone's not connected to everything else that I'm doing. So I'm like, all right. So, sorry, Todd. But it's a great picture. It's one of Ewing's 21s. And to figure out how to get that up there.
Is that a fish from the south?
Yes.
Well, he's supposed to be from Gunnersville, but he's on the north team, isn't he?
Where is Ewing? Hang on.
Or is he on the south team? If he's on the south team, his fish are going on the north side.
No, because he's with Tennessee, and Tennessee's is the north. That's why. Tennessee's north. I have to think about that. I keep forgetting that there's a couple of like southern teams that are technically in the northern conference.
Yeah. They had to make themselves look good, didn't they?
Is that what we're going with, Brad?
They didn't want to compete with the true South.
Nice. All right, let's see. Do we have any changes in score, Brad?
Quick look. Nope, still 364 north, 344 south.
Okay. All right. Yeah. So Greg and Todd and all those guys are so much better at running this back end side of stuff. It's like when they sit there and they go, yeah, you can run it. I'm like, oh, please no. Oh, please no.
I heard that. Yeah.
So.
I'll check and see what my guys are doing on their tournament. They tried to get me to go. I said, shoot, I'm too sore from the last one.
Where did you fish last, Brad?
Dearborn, our last tournament, last weekend.
Okay.
Right the day after I caught the big 25.5 or 25 3/4.
That was a huge fish. That was really impressive. What did you get that on?
Underspins swim bait, paddle tail swim bait, a Gambler Easy swim.
Okay.
With a Hammond herring color.
And what color is what color families are in that?
Well, it's a shad color with a
oh, okay.
Kind of a pinkish top.
Okay. Todd wants to know if you're going to fish Bassmaster on Pickwick, Brad.
Oh, yes, I will. I will be there. I just hadn't signed up yet. I'm trying to talk with them on that and some other stuff, too.
Oh, good.
got a big bass sprawl in November coming up. Lake Ferguson.
Todd says he'll see you there. Todd, are you actually going to fish it?
They got 3 fish up there, not too bad. In other words, they're fishing the Mississippi River right outside of Greenville, Mississippi, on a little oxbow that is flowing in, and they only got 7 fish posted out of 8 people from my group. Now let's get back to this. All right, North now has 366.5 to 344.
Okay, so somebody just upgraded.
Yep, I don't see. Let's see. It's not in the top 3. 4. So if somebody down low is able to start putting fish in, most looks like.
All right. Well, let's go. I'll flip back up
And
here.
their lowest now is 16 inches. So they took that 15.5 out that they had.
All right. So pull this down.
So they come up 2.5 inch. 2.5 inches is what they came up.
Okay.
So it must have been one of these
17s.
18 probably. 18
Okay.
would do it. They got
Okay.
4 18s now. So somebody brought an 18 in.
Let's see.
I still don't have any fish from.
Was it Ken?
Yeah. No, I think it was
No.
Ken didn't do anything. I got
No.
118 down here, 16. Brian Balser.
Oh, Brian Balser.
Yeah.
Balser,
Got an
yeah.
18. I don't think he
Okay.
had been on the board. Let me see if that's one of those. Let's see, Jacob. Nate.
So, Jerry, what are you throwing out there today?
Well,
Yep, this is Brian's.
big. To get it done hung here.
No response from Garrett. I text him, but he's like me. If he's fishing and on them, he's not going to answer a text or phone or nothing.
Okay. Jerry, are you on a fish or are you hung up?
No, I'm hung up.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, as I said, it's a stump loving jig.
All right, we just upgraded. The South upgraded an inch and no. Yeah,
Maybe.
2 inches and a quarter. Yep, 2
Okay.
inches and a quarter. So they're still 20. This time now they're just, instead of being 20 behind, they're 20 and a quarter behind.
Yep.
And they still got like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 15s up there. 15.5 to 15 3/4.
Here, let's go and we'll look at this. How's that sound? So,
5 hadn't changed any. This doesn't look like it. Then maybe Robert Brown brought one up. No, Robert will be up north, so he won't be with us.
Brad, you keep talking. Hang on just a second. I'll be right back.
Okay. This back here. So right now, the north has still got the top 2 fish 21 inches, and their lowest 2 are 16s. The south top is 23 1/4 and a 21 1/4, and their lowest 2 are 15 1/2, which they have 5 15 1/2s. Their low end. What should we see? Irwin Minor at 95 3/4, Ken Wood at 87 1/4, Neil DeForest at 80 3/4. This report just came in.
You seen anything from the Florida guys? Conrad or anything?
Conrad's had a flat. He's not sure he's going to be able to get on the water today. He's going to try. Garrett just said he had his converter stolen out from his truck. He's only got 1 fish right now, so he's been having to go back and deal with that. Somebody must have caught the guy trying to steal it or stole the Cadillac converter out from him.
That's crazy the way they started stealing those things all of a sudden.
Yes.
Not all of a sudden, the last couple of years. Yeah, they've been out for 40 years. Now they.
Was everybody wants the drugs? It's easy. You go take a saber saw, jaws, whatever you want to call them.
Yeah.
A rip saw. You just get with a battery and boom, 2 cuts, and usually you're out of there.
Okay, I'm back. Sorry.
All right, wait, what was that? I was looking at Todd's post. What did he just say? Who has the biggest individual bag? That's well, right now with the top 5 fish only showing is Irwin Minor with the top 5. We don't have anybody showing past 5. Greg tried to tell me it was up to 10 on each individual, so I hadn't seen anybody post past 6, post to 6 fish yet.
Right.
And it's 20 on the teams. South and North is 20. Both of them already have that limit out. So now they're culling.
Yep. So, Brad, did you figure out who put up the fish?
I'm not sure who put that fish up on that one, because it was, I mean, it was a jump, but there was a 15, so it had to have been a 17 something come in. I don't have any 18s on the south side.
Okay. So a little update. One of my Adam Rourke just walked into the house. He is off the water from Champlain. He is fishing on the North team. He is also fishing the EKF event. His trolling motor caught fire this morning, very early when he got out on the water. So he's been paddling most of the day, and the wind picked up and it was just kind of pushing him everywhere. So he's like, he bagged it. He's back at the house now, and he says, "Okay, I got to go see if I can fix my motor." So, so he's off the water from the North. So that kind of, now we're down to even teams. We're back down to 14 apiece, because I know Conrad's not on the water either for the South. So.
Yeah, and I don't know how. Oh, you missed it. Garrett's got 1 fish, but he's back because somebody stole his Cadillac converter out from under his truck. So he's checking on that now.
What?
Yep, that's what he just posted. Text me.
Wow.
Unless he was trying to make a move and So I don't know which lake he's on. Is Hobie fishing this weekend?
Just, I think
Or is that
just
next weekend?
Next week. Yeah, I think they fish next weekend, but I think just this weekend is the high school championship that they're doing.
Yeah, I think that's it. So I didn't know if they were fishing in. I knew where Garrett would be.
Wow. It's just, that's just crazy. Crazy.
What do you mean, Todd? You need a yak to fish up there at Pickwick?
That's a jab at me.
No, small
Oh.
one. Small one.
Well, I always have an extra one.
We're trying.
Who has a small one?
Yeah.
No, Todd. No, Todd and I have been we're working on trying to get Todd into a boat. So he's been working with me, and we're trying to figure out which boat he wants and when we're going to get him into it. So
a boat or a kayak?
A kayak.
Okay.
Kayak.
I got both, so that's what I'm wondering. I got everything.
We call them boats.
I got kayak, I got aluminum John boat, and then I got a big bass cat.
Oh, there you go.
The bad part is I hadn't even cranked the motor up on the bass cat in 4 years.
Oh.
It's probably been about 5 years since I cranked my big boat.
Well, this year it costs too much just to turn them over.
Well, I got 2 25-gallon tanks. Oh yeah, trying to fill them suckers up with regular fuel, not that mixed stuff. They want that straight stuff.
Yeah. Well, it's funny, you know. I mean, you know, we're located in the marina, like where our shop is. We're inside of our Three Bells Marina, and you know, we have 150 wet slips, and they have. I mean, we got some really big boats, and watching some of these guys come in and fill up at 100 and 200 gallons of gas at a time, and I'm just like, ouch.
On our first tournament of the year against the Bandits on Bruin, they were coming in and topping off their boats, and all they would do is go back out there and make circles and just come back around and around. I'm like, that's all y'all are doing. And some of them that's all they were doing, just make circles and party.
You? Got a couple big bass.
Yep.
Go back and look. 360, no change. Still only 21 out of the 28, 29 that's fishing right now. I mean, not 29, 27 that's on the water right now.
They're dropping like flies.
Flat, Cadillac converter, trolling motor.
Good, how are you? Two.
That's awesome. So we're what, 6:30 to 1:30 today, Brad?
I think so. Let me see. Well, it says
Okay.
2:30. Yeah, 6:30 to 1:30.
Okay.
Because 2:30 ends the picture going in.
Okay. So these guys have about another 8 hour and 18 minutes exactly.
Well, that's depending on which side of the house you're on. If you're in the east, yes. But if you're like me in the central, I'm sitting at 11:12 instead of 12:12. So I still got a little bit longer.
There you go. There you go.
Well, that's what I was wondering. Strictly on home time.
What'd you say, Jerry? You broke up a little bit.
Oh, that's what I was wondering. Is it going to be just strictly Eastern time, or are we going off our home time?
No, I think it was
What
off
time
off of your home time.
Okay,
Yeah.
Central. I was wondering if I had to quit at 12:30 or go ahead and go to 1:30.
No, because you didn't go in the water until 6:30 your time, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm going with that. That's
Yeah.
That's a Greg
I am
thing.
too. Now he might, because it says end time is 2:30 Eastern time, but I don't know if he has it extended to put pictures in. So that'll be something
Gotcha.
he'll have to check.
Gotcha.
No message. Jim.
You know, that's one of the things that's unique about this league. Yeah. He only has 10%, so it's not like we can get an answer.
Yeah.
That was going to need that 23 incher. He's got to turn.
You know, and that's one of the things. And that's
Boy,
one of the
everybody's
things
sounding
that's
like.
it's interesting about, you know, the KFL from the standpoint of, you know, you have these matches going on in Max Headroom.
Yes. Hey Jerry, Preston Griner said, "Let's go, let's go."
I'm working on it.
He says catching trees and limbs and stumps not counting.
Hey, don't put inches on the board.
Well, the other Friday when I caught that 25 3/4, and I said I got a good one, and everybody said, "Well, what is this picture of this stump?" Because I pick at them about the stumps I catch. I said, y'all just wait a second. I'll show you a picture of the stump.
That wasn't.
Say again, Jerry.
That was a nice one, Brad.
Yeah, thank you. Just the wrong day.
Catch a free fishing?
Yep, the Friday before, right at about 8 o'clock that morning.
I was like, what? Last year down in Toledo, I caught that 24 inches Friday morning. Couldn't find it Saturday morning.
There you go. There you go. Brad, have we had any changes to the score? I haven't looked.
Yeah, South is up to 352 1/4 now.
All right.
Let's see. It looks like a 21 1/2 has gone in.
All right. Hang on.
Let's see who caught that one. Garrett Morgan.
Nice. We'll bring it back up here.
So that's that one fish that Garrett had.
Okay. Not a lot of change at the top.
Now that's almost within
one fish, 14 inches. Yep.
Yep. Well, it won't be 14 on there now. Once somebody catches something, it's going to have to be get rid of one of these 15s. Yeah, 15 and a half.
Yep, and we just upgraded again. You're up to 354 now. So there was another upgrade that just happened.
So what's the smallest?
That's a 20 inch, I think. Dwayne Beatty with a 20. I don't think I had that 20 on there earlier.
Okay.
Look again. I don't remember the 20, so I think that's Beatty's. So that'll be another South guy. Yep, because he just posted his 20 there. And there's a 20 for him, and Garrett's 21 and a half. So we just got 40 and a half inches added. And that culled two of the 15 and a halves.
Yep. So the South has 3 more 15 and a halfs to try and cull out. And
the North is sitting at 2 16s.
Yeah. So they're trying to cull those 2 16s.
Top person is Irwin, 95 3/4. And the 5th place is Brandon with 67.25. That's a big difference there, guys.
Yep. Yep.
All right, he said Neil said he's put in 7, and only the top 5 are showing. So it's not the 10 that
Greg said.
That Greg said. So it's only showing their top 5.
Okay.
And he just entered an 18.
Oh, that's interesting. That's interesting.
Yep, he just went up. He just went up to 83 1/4 now with that 18.
Who did?
Neil, he said that makes his number 7 fish that he's entered.
Oh, Neil? Okay.
Yes. So he's in 3rd still, but he's come up.
Yep, because he was 78 or something like that. Now he's up to 83, right?
He was right at 80 before. And now he's there with that.
Okay.
But he's got 7 fish on the board. Showing is what he's submitted. So right now, it's just the top 5 fish. Okay. Now, if it went 10, it would change. Everybody would change up some.
Right. Right. Huh. That's interesting. That's a.
All right, hit Greg. Okay.
Yeah, that's a Greg thing. Because you're right, that would change to everybody's, how everybody is standing.
Now I just text him. Maybe he can get the text. Only top 5 bass showing per kayaker.
Right.
So we had 18. Is that Neil's 18? Yep. This is 18. So we had 2 fish go in right there together. back to our number one, Irwin Miner, 95 3/4. Ken Wood, 87 1/4. Neil DeForest, 83 1/4. Jeremy Baker, 79 1/4. And Brandon Hewitt, I think that's how you pronounce it, right? 67 1/4. And then Jerry sitting up there at 6 with 65 1/2. So you only just a couple of inches out of that top 5, Jerry. Come on. The sticks don't count.
I'm trying.
No pressure, Jerry. No pressure.
All these 14-inch plus fish just up and left me. They don't realize I'm going to throw them back after I measure them.
All right, Greg said leave it at the 5 then. The main board is 20, right? And I put it is.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Then the standings will remain the same.
See, that's going to hurt because, if we're sitting at one guy has already got 5 fish in and his 16-inch fish is a 6 fish for him or 17, it won't make it to the board.
Yeah, but it'll help on for the South team.
No, it should make it to the board. It just won't count for him.
Yeah, it won't count on the individual stand, but on the team standing it will go in.
It'll count.
I'm not seeing his other ones up. Okay.
Oh. Is it in there, Brad?
That's what I'm checking. All right, I know Neil. Let's see what Neil has, because he has 7. I know he's caught 7.
Okay.
His other one was a 15. So his smallest one was a 15. All right, I'm not going to worry about that because I know he cool. Let me go back and look at his. He still got a 15.5, so it won't matter because even if he had another one smaller one, I know he had a 14 or 2 and a 15, so they were all undersized right now. Ken is still his smallest is 16, and the same for. Come on, I'm double clicking. And Urwin's smallest is 15 1/4, so his small one has already been culled off the out of the 20.
Okay.
So right now we're not showing anybody past what the cull mark is on the board. Yeah. Yeah, Brandon and Jerry both have just 4 fish, along with Robert Brown. So y'all the only 3, 5, 6, and 7 with 4 fish. 1 through 4 has 5 showing on the board, and the rest are under that, 3 and 2.
Yeah, because those fish should still go to their individuals, even if they don't make it to the board, because that's what happens.
Like Urwin's
normally.
15 1/4 is still on his individual.
Right.
Or Jeremy's 14 3/4 is still on his individual and his 15.
Right. But they've been culled from the team.
Yeah, they're called from the team. Of course, Jeremy still has 2 on the team. And Irwin has 4 on the team. Yeah, he told me earlier, Neil did it, he had 7. And now he just tells me I caught 7 now. I might talk to that boy about his math.
Look, we just go catch fish. We don't worry about the math.
It's like the tournament. He caught four fish at the tournament last Saturday. I think his biggest was 13 and a half. The last picture he sent me was 9 and a quarter. I'm still fishing, but this is it.
Thank you.
Yeah.
That's we
Just
refer to those as pizza material.
It's not the right one.
Yeah. And then watching Joshua put up his 14s and just go ahead of us, I'm going like, ah. Let's see what's changed and happened here. 74 fish entered so far.
Cool.
Nobody else wants to come on.
Where is everybody? I think they're trying to fish.
Oh, I see. Preston's getting on you, Jerry. Let's go, brother. That's what he's saying.
Working on it. Working on it. Get those pom-poms keep cheering.
Oh, we know Greg was down in signal, so.
Yeah, he had less than 10%. So.
Yep.
Getting close where I'm going to have to hook my battery back up onto it.
There you go. Jerry, you got a lot of wind out there when you do that cloud cover, or is it just clouds and not a whole lot more else?
Yeah, wind's blowing pretty good here.
Okay.
You getting a lot of noise from me?
No,
a little bit.
No, that's not.
I know it's not me because I don't have the door open.
No, I'm surprised you guys ain't said something earlier. It's pretty windy here.
No, it's just I was wondering because surprisingly, usually you can tell kind of how windy and how choppy the water is based on watching what your angler's doing, whether they're weaving and bobbing, and you're actually sitting relatively still. So it didn't look like if it was windy, the wind isn't having too much of an impact. At least doesn't look like it's having an impact on you and your kayak.
I'm pretty much staying straight into the wind.
Okay.
So try to.
So Jerry, how did you get on the Oklahoma Outlaws?
Oh, me and Preston both fished Arkansas Hogs last year with Kyle.
Okay.
And we're both from Oklahoma. And then Kyle was, upgrading his team, and I figured since we both had so far to travel, he went ahead and let us go, and we got together and decided, hey, let's put together a team for Oklahoma. And so I'm way on the west in the Panhandle.
Okay.
Diamond, and there's literally nothing around me, but Preston's over there on the east, and he's got a lot more lakes, a lot more anglers around him, and he kind of put out that we want to put a team together, and we got some good guys jumped in and said they wanted to do it.
Awesome. So how long have you been fishing for?
How long have I been fishing?
Yeah.
Oh, probably about 55 years.
Okay.
I
So as soon as you were born.
No, I started when I was about 6.
And how long have you been fishing out of a kayak?
Out of a kayak, see, I've had this about 5 years.
Okay.
Yep, I had a paddle kayak for 2 years, and then I got this Old Town DL 120, so 3 years ago.
What made you get it? What made you make that jump into kayak fishing?
Basically, the cost would have, well, like I said, you look at the Panhandle, there really isn't any lakes around. Like, this one here is 2.5 hours away from me.
Okay.
And there is a couple, smaller lakes, real small lakes, like 50, 60 acre lakes that ain't too far from me. And I told my wife, says, I think I'll try kayak fishing, because really the closest lake to really take your boat and run your motor was about 3.5 hours away.
Okay.
And so I was burning about $100 fuel towing the boat there and back and stuff. So I was like, if I get a kayak, I can throw it in the bed of the truck and just go to these smaller lakes, not too, an hour and a half away, and just fish those. So I did that, and I was like, man, I should have done it years ago.
Awesome.
I'm basically about the only one I know that really bass fishes heavily. People go out with me, and after a couple hours, they're like, oh, I'm ready to go home. I was like, start walking, because I ain't ready to go home. But yeah, so most of the time,
Jerry,
most of the time I fish by myself anyway. So
there you go.
Perfect.
Yep. Well, and that's the one thing that I do know a lot of the guys that do fish and stuff like that. They enjoy fishing by themselves because it's on their time, their terms. So,
Yeah.
What would be your best piece of advice that you would give to somebody who's new that wants to get into kayak fishing?
Let's get into kayak fishing. I'd say just don't go cheap. Get you a good quality kayak. Even my paddle one was a good quality kayak. You look at the cheaper ones and that's what they are. They're just built cheap.
Yep.
Look at your reviews. I fortunately didn't have the advantage of having a place to go demo kayaks.
Mm-hmm.
So I did a lot of online reviews and stuff.
Yep.
But biggest thing is determine, do you want to paddle or do you want to pedal? I mean, save up. People, I see a lot of times on Facebook and they'll post, well, I got $1,000. What's the best kayak I can get for that? Well, depending on what you really want.
Right. Right.
My advice is to decide what you really want, then save up for it and get it.
Yep.
Buy once, cry once is what they say.
Well, I started out with a Pelican Castaway, 110, 111, something like that.
Okay.
And you had to set the hook only at 10 o'clock, 11, 12, 1, or 2. If you tried 3 or 9, you just best be ready, because there's not but one way you're going, and it was over. You couldn't turn around, because if you turned around, you threw yourself off balance and you were going over. But it was light, and I still got that little kayak.
Yep.
And your butt set in the water, so you always had a wet butt. And
which by the end of the day is not a pleasant feeling.
no.
No, that's where my
And you learn real quick. You want to make sure that scubby hole right there at the seat is stopped up. And people say, well, why not let the water go out? Because stuff comes in that water, that hole too. And you'll be fishing and feel something between your legs, and and there'll be a shiner or something that'll come through the hole and flopping around down there. It gets you kind of antsy at first.
Sure.
So.
Yeah, my first
kayak. Especially if you guys got to deal with things like, snakes.
Oh yes.
I tried to avoid fishing places where snakes like to hang out.
Well, it was funny because I did the Kraken and Alabama Hammers game a couple of weeks ago, and John Lessman was on there, and they were having an issue with gators, and John just looked. He says, "You got to learn them," and I go, "What do you mean you got to learn them?" He goes, "You take the paddle, you flap them on the head," and I'm like, "Alrighty then." He goes, "You got to learn them when they're young," and I'm like, "All right, so John, you taught me something today. Thanks."
We teach them not to like the boats, the kayaks.
Right.
And if they chase that bait up to the kayak, we knock them in the head with the back of the paddle. I done that one. That sucker turned over on me. Just turned right over, belly up. And I went, uh-oh, did I kill that sucker? And I'm watching it. John said, "What'd you do?" I said, "I think I learned him too hard." And I'm looking, and then finally his head starts shaking back and forth like in spasms. And it turned over, it rolled over, it looked at me, and all I know is that sucker's still running on top of the water across, and it just took off.
That's funny though.
I'd hit it with the paddle and it'd get pissed off.
What'd you say, Jerry?
So I'm afraid I'd hit it with the paddle and it'd get pissed off.
Right.
No, a part of it is just understanding the nature and how they work with each other and what they do with each other.
Yep.
If you treat them the same way they treat each other,
yeah.
And all they do is they can see the kayak as another gator, a big gator.
Okay.
So I have scared off some big gators. I have had them blow up right next to me and realize maybe I don't want to piss him off. And you got to understand, if he moves to your back, you challenge him. If he moves to your front, you just watch him. It's just different things. Okay. And people say, "What are you most scared of down here in the South fishing?" And to me, it's not the gators, it's the manatees.
The manatees. I learned about that last weekend. Again, another Kraken match. But yeah, talking, I think it was Chris Mitchell had like a family of like 3 or 4 of them that were underneath his boat. And you could see he was getting, nervous about it. And I was like, "Oh, they're so sweet." And they go, "Yeah," until they come up underneath you and knock your butt in the water. And I went,
"That's it. They'll empty a kayak because they know you're a fixed fixture. They just don't realize that you're not heavy enough for them to scratch their back on. So they'll come up and they'll start trying to rub against you. And they'll flip you so fast. And you might be in 3 foot of water, but most of the time you're probably in 10 to 12 foot of water or better.
Right. Yeah, that was the thing. I was like, it never dawned on me that, that the manatees were that big of an issue for, for the kayak fishermen, that you would think that they would just try to avoid all of that to begin with,
Well, see, they don't even see, as big as they are, they don't even see a gator as a problem except for the little ones. And that's why a lot of times if you see one, it's just like any other animal. The smaller one is in between 2 or 3 of the big ones. Because they just got their family groups.
Yep. Interesting. So, Brad, how long have you been kayak fishing?
Probably about 10 years now.
Okay. And what got you into it?
I used to use a little John boat that was 12 foot, 10 or 12 foot.
Okay.
And I started seeing that the kayaks were really starting to come out more than just a little rinky-dink sit on tops or whatever. But for $150, I bought one of those little rinky-dinks, and I finally won a kayak from it by catching one of the bigger bass. So most of the kayaks I fish out of, I've won due to tournaments.
Nice.
And I
That's
just
awesome.
upgraded, and I just keep
We're gonna-
upgrading, or I sell one and upgrade again.
We're gonna broadcast till she dies, y'all. I'm on fumes, so I just want to come in the last couple minutes here.
Well, hello, Greg. Welcome back.
Yeah, I can't believe my phone is not charged. I don't know what the deal is, but anyway, we're gonna broadcast till I go completely out. So it is what it is.
All right,
Did you
Greg,
get any fish?
Nah, it's nothing.
Greg,
What's our score?
You got end time at 2:30 Eastern time, so I know it's 1:30 Central. Are they going to have an hour after that to be able to put fish in?
End time is 1:30 Eastern. It's 1:30 local. It's 1:30 local.
1:30 local. Okay. So the guys in the central will finish up at 2:30 then, our time.
Yes. And they have an hour to submit. Yes.
All right. The North has moved ahead a little bit. They got a 367.5. The South is at 358.5. Let's see.
It's close.
Oh, it's still close. Yes.
Wow.
So it's nobody in the.
I know
Doesn't look like
Garrett's
it's
got
anybody in
21
the
and a half.
top 10. Yeah, he's got it posted after he has his Cadillac converter stolen out of his truck.
No way.
Yep.
Wow.
That's what he sent to me. I got my converter was stolen. I assume Cadillac converter.
Oh my. Bunch of meth heads, man.
Yeah, so it doesn't look like anybody in the top 10 has moved up. So that was somebody put a fish in down below.
I know Robert's starting to get on fish.
We got 23 anglers have posted fish. So one of these down here on the bottom end.
Right on.
All right, here you go, Brad. I brought it back up.
Okay.
Is Ewing still leading with 95? That's a strong
95 and 3/4 on his top 5 fish. Ken Wood is 87 and a quarter on his 5. Neil DeForest is 83 and a quarter on his 5. And Jeremy Baker on his 5 is 79 and a quarter. Then we drop down to 4 fish. Make me make sure it's 4 for him. Yep, 4 fish. Nate Hall, 69 and 3/4. Brandon Hewitt, 67 and a quarter. Jerry Tyne, is that how it's pronounced, Jerry? Is he still there?
I think Jerry's still there.
Quiet. I don't hear the wind.
I
65 and a
muted
half
him.
with his 4. Robert Brown with 4 at 62 and 3/4. And he's at 8. 9th is Jake Angelus, 51 and 3/4. And Barry Davis rounds out 10th with 50 and 3/4. And Barry is sitting with 3. And Jake is with 3.
Ooh,
All right,
Jerry's
it's been a
wind's
while since
really
we've seen a
picking
tough
up
day
now.
like this, man. Nationwide.
All right, South just came up again at 363.
Ooh,
Looks like another 20-incher just came on board.
let's go.
Let's see who brought it in. Russ Kennedy.
All right, Ross. Let's go.
So that's Russ, I think, his first fish up on the board.
Wow. So we're only what? Is that an inch out?
4.
No, North just went ahead again, moved up again with 371 and a quarter.
Stop it.
And Jeremy
Ooh, what
Baker
big-
posted 1, so he's moved up.
Gotcha.
He's at 84
Yeah, so-
and a quarter. So Jeremy moved up. I don't know which one he posted, unless it was it's had to been, that was 19, most likely 19 and 3/4.
Yeah.
Let's see if that's it. I'm showing it's there.
That's a good fish.
19 and 3/4 was done at 11:47. So he just posted it. That was Jeremy Baker, just came in with that.
Yeah, it's a good fish.
So the North
78
only has 2 16 and a quarters. That's their 2 lowest fish in the North. And in the South has got a 15 and a half and a 15 and 3/4 is their 2 lowest fish. But the South has the 23 and a quarter that Chris put up earlier. Chris Mitchell put up earlier. That's the overall big fish of the day, and that's 2 1/4 inches more than what the North has got.
And Russ has put up 2 other fish, but they're both 14 1/4 and 14, so they're not helping us on the South side.
You're not biased to the South, are you, Brad?
Why would I not be? I'm just trying to figure out how Tennessee got drafted into the North side. I mean, it's because they needed that extra movement.
Because all they did was get North anglers. I mean,
Something tells me there's going to be some redistricting next year.
Oh, we always hope it is. We can't fault that. It's just what, as Greg said, it's what it is.
Right.
Right. That's like the Tampa Bay Bucks being in the NFC North years ago. You know what I mean? That didn't make any sense.
Right.
You know? And then the Atlanta Falcons in the NFC West. I mean, it happens. Yo, I need a fish to bite, man. This is crazy. I went shallow, mid, deep. This is crazy.
Did you have anything other than that one nibble that you had when we were on air?
That's it. That's it. I don't get it. I mean, I'm going out deeper. I mean, I don't have my graph with me today, but that's no matter because I mean, I was like, man, it's crazy. I don't understand.
Chip is back.
Hey, hello everyone.
Hello.
Sorry
Chip?
about that.
Caught any more?
All right.
No, I have not.
Yeah, me neither.
I tried a different section of the lake and there was little service there, so I came back to where I was originally when we came on.
Well, so let's see, Greg, since you've been gone, Adam Rourke came off the water. His motor caught on fire on Champlain this morning.
Oh my. Boy, you talking about a guy
Yeah,
that's had
so-
some bad luck, man.
Yeah.
He's had some terrible luck this year.
Yep. So he walked in the house probably about an hour ago, and so he's out trying to see if he can't fix his motor and figure out what's going on with it, so that he can hopefully try and salvage, EKF tomorrow. Get a decent run out of it, and but yeah, he has had a rough year, between
he has. Yeah.
flipping his kayak and almost being in really serious trouble when that flipped on him on Winnipesaukee. And then, now having issues with his motor. So,
right.
And then we had, Conrad's not fishing because he got a flat tire. And then you've got Garrett, who had the catalytic converter tried to be stolen off the bottom of his truck. I mean, it's just like,
it's a full moon, man. Full moon.
Right.
Everybody's gone full retard. Everybody's gone full retard. Crazy.
We can't make this stuff up.
Hey,
I'm afraid to go back to the ramp to see what's waiting for me there.
I've been using the trail cam, leaving it sitting on my dash facing out.
Yep.
If you walk by my truck and look, beep, I'm alerted.
It's crazy. Craziness.
And it's scary because, you think about, what all you guys have on your boats and all that kind of stuff that, when you're trailering them and transporting them everywhere you're going, it's just, there's a lot of money in there.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
So
8 1/4 inches separating.
Brad, what's our smallest?
For the north is 6 1/4. For the south is 15 1/2.
All right.
Greg, you just need a fish.
I'm telling you. I mean, I do have a 12-incher, but that's not going to do us any good. Not going to do us any good. Oh, my.
Come on, Neil. I know there's some 20 inchers in there. I think 22s.
I can't believe how bad it's been today.
Eight 1/4 inches separating the two, north and south.
Greg, do you think that it's which is having more of an impact? That some of the lakes are starting to change over, or do you just think it's the full moon?
I think it's the full moon. I think they were night feeding. Not everywhere these lakes are turning over. I think that full moon. I mean, it was so bright, and it's gonna take a couple of days for that thing to kind of die down. I wouldn't be surprised if you start seeing a bite probably around 1:30 our time, and the Central's gonna have to carry it. But with that moon being as far away from the sun about that time, I think you're gonna start seeing a nice bite start happening. But I mean, I think these fish just forced themselves last night, man. I really do.
So
well,
let me ask you a question. Oh, go ahead, Brad.
The south is sitting at pretty. They've had a cold front or cool front come in. I wouldn't necessarily say it was cold, or low, and then I think they had a high coming out of the. Maybe the opposite, high coming in off the west and a low out of the Gulf. One of the other two, they had them mixing right about Alabama. So you had both types come in. That kind of messes everything up some too, because they were hitting good yesterday and the day before, as depending on what part of the south you were in, right ahead of all this.
Yeah.
Cold front it's still here. It was 94 degrees yesterday, and now it's 60, and I'm probably still in the 60s.
I expected a little bit more aggressive bite first light, like around 6:30, right at lines in. I expected a very, very aggressive bite. It just didn't happen. I mean, for a lot of folks, it just didn't happen. So it's just one of those things. That's what makes it interesting. Something new every day.
Greg, do we have any northern teams that are in that central time zone?
I don't think so. I think everybody's on the east. The furthest west we have is Indianapolis, and they've got that weird, time frame thing that they're always on the East Coast or Eastern time. So I think they're
okay.
Yeah, I think we're good. Michigan is Eastern, so I think it's just going to be Arkansas and Louisiana. So and Oklahoma.
Okay.
So Jerry, it's up to you, man.
Yeah. I'll hold the fort down.
Well, I mean, the reality is that becomes a question. How many anglers are we going to have still on the water for that next hour?
Well, I know I got Garrett, Neil, Jerry. Let's see. Is Urian fishing Gunnersville? He'll still be on.
Oh, so all right. So Keith, you'll still be fishing, right?
Keith will.
Yeah, until 1 o'clock Central.
Okay.
1:30.
Oh, 1:30 Central, yeah.
Oh, I think we lost Greg. So, all right. So the North has at least one angler still fishing. And that means Ewing's still out on the water. Because Ewing's on Gunnersville too, right, Keith?
Yeah, I lost him a couple hours ago. He's somewhere doing real angler stuff. Yeah, this low pressure, high pressure meeting here with these crazy storms and that full moon last night. I don't know what the fish want right now.
A nap.
Well, they're definitely already napping, so they're. I'm assuming they have eaten themselves into a coma last night, as bright as it was.
Yeah.
Thing I can't figure out is, I'm throwing everything. I've not had a bite in hours, and it doesn't matter what I'm throwing. I haven't even caught a short.
Yeah, I had one short strike this morning, and I caught that 17 1/4, and I haven't had a bite since. Probably 1,000 casts.
Yeah.
Wow. That makes for a long day.
Yeah, for sure.
All right, so that brings up a good question. So when you start having a day like today, where it's just no bite, you're throwing everything, including the kitchen sink. The next option is either Molotovs or dynamite. How do you guys keep yourselves mentally engaged in the game?
Well, for me, you just keep it. You just got to keep it simple. You can't start pressing. There's nothing you're going to do that's just going to turn a bite on. You keep doing what you're supposed to be doing. You got to keep the lure wet. Obviously, if you're not fishing, you're not going to catch anything. But we all need this occasionally. To be humbled, to be reminded that every opportunity that we get to be out here on the water is valuable. Every catch that we have is valuable, whether it be a shorty or a tank. And just keep the lure wet.
Yeah. Jason also will be fishing.
Okay.
That's it. Keeping everything wet, keeping it in the water. You can't catch it if it's not in the water. Even if you're taking a nap, keep something in the water.
Well, thing is, for me, the great thing about what we do is the next cast could be that 20-incher that I'm looking for.
Yeah.
Right.
So
20-incher.
by
Come
all-
on now. You're looking for a 25. That's what you're looking for.
Dude, I'm on Lake Manitou. I don't think they've ever had a 25 on.
Hey, but see, that's what you're looking for. So now when you catch the 20, you're going like, oh, okay, a 20.
But yeah, it's it's just that promise that each cast brings, because it's plus I love what I'm doing. It's never a drag, even on a slow day like today when things aren't going well.
Yep.
It's still, like he said, I'm out here on the water. I'm having fun fishing, and so really a bad day is not really a bad day.
Yeah.
Unless we're losing. What's the score, by the way?
All right.
You know?
I think the North is still up.
371 and a quarter to 363.
Okay, then it's a good day.
We just got to remind ourselves, as anglers, broadcasters, anybody that's part of the sport, there's so many people that don't get to do this.
Yeah.
And be thankful for everything.
I mean, you can't never know. Is it the cold front the fish aren't biting? Is it my location? Is it my bait? Is it just me? You keep wondering, what is it? What's causing it all? Then you move around and to another spot, and wham, all of a sudden they start hitting. Well, was it the spot? Or it could have been the time, the bait. You never know what's caused everything. What changed? Did anything really change?
Right.
I watch bass 18, 20 inches laying in water 3 to 4 foot deep. That's how clear the water was. You could see them just laying there. They wouldn't hit a darn thing. At about 10:30 that morning, they all started moving toward the bank. And I'm just sitting there watching them, and they come by me, and I'm going like, and then I watched several of them swim up toward the bank, and then they turn around and moved about 3 yards off the bank and sat down. I mean, literally just stopped. But when you brought a frog across the end, they're tearing into it.
Gotcha.
I mean, it was like the whole group of them moved up, and then it was on. But before that, they wouldn't do a darn thing. They just lay there in the water, let you tap them in the face with a bait, and they just look at it like, no, wouldn't hit it.
So how many of you guys document what you do during the day? We come back and document your fishing.
I do not. Probably should, but I don't.
I mark if I put them on a pattern, Lauren, I'll mark them on a pattern. I'm not going to mark them if I run into a fish or something like that. But if I put them on a pattern and create waypoints, I'll mark them, and I'll mark time of day and bait and stuff like that.
Okay.
Yeah. I was looking for one of my books, but I don't know where I put them.
All right, so Brad's got a book.
Well, I don't worry about how the weather is going, because I know that changes every day. But I want to know what fish are in that area, where I'm catching, what I've been catching. And I can start seeing as I'm going along, I bring out, like last year's, what I caught on Gunnersville, or what I caught at a certain part of Gunnersville even. And I can see the sizes that I caught and what bait I caught them on.
Okay.
And then this year I can see with my size limits, I'm catching the same number of fish, but now I'm down about 1.5 inches on the average. And then the next year I see I'm down again. And I'm going like, something's not right. Or I start seeing, the fish are hitting different baits, but most of the time it's going to be pretty close to the same type baits. And I check, and if it's over 16 inches, I usually go ahead and weigh it. Put that in the book also, how much it weighed. I know, and a lot of other people do just what you mentioned. They put the barometer pressure, if it's a bluebird day, a cloudy day, water temps, all that, everything. So
And you don't worry about that.
If you're fishing, you're going to have to fish there anyway. I mean, if it's, I know I just have to slow it down if it's going to be a slower day. If it's cloudy,
Gotcha.
like kind of what some of these are having to deal with right now with all this front coming in, I may just have to put it real, real slow.
Anyone else?
It gets logged in my memory.
I usually don't catch enough fish to know if there's a pattern or not.
That's been my year this past year.
Now I've gone completely across the lake. We'll see if the side of the lake makes any difference, but I'm searching for anything I can find now.
Okay.
Oh, come on, Jerry. Come on, Jerry.
I think it's just Liam.
Yeah.
Oh, no, I had one picking it up.
Jerry's teasing us again.
Uh-huh.
All right. Well, you guys on the East Coast have about 21 more minutes to get some fish up. And those that are in the Central time zone, you guys got about an hour and 21 minutes left to go. So do we get a final head count as to how many northern guys and how many southern guys will still be left after the 1:30 mark?
Let's see, it was 5 or 6. Let's see.
Okay.
Jerry, Keith, Jason, Garrett,
Ewing,
Neil,
Ewing.
Chip. Okay, that's 7 that I know of. So there's probably at least 10. Almost half the field.
Okay.
I mean, you got the whole Southwest. So that's four right there, and then
Yep.
Tennessee, Alabama, Kingfishers. Let's see. Possibly, I don't know where the Slayer guy's fishing because he could be east or
I
central.
think he's at Seminole.
Okay. With the Shiners. Yeah, so you still got a good, almost half the field, it looks like.
Okay. Well, I will tell you, it was a tough day on Lake Champlain today.
It's the full moon. I mean, it's just got them for everybody, and then we're a little bit more affected down here in the south from this. Like I say, they got a low pressure coming in from the north and a high pressure coming in from the Gulf, and it's met essentially on the Mississippi-Alabama line.
Well, I think it's interesting that all across the country, or at least where we're all fishing, nobody's catching fish. I mean, here I got one.
Yeah.
What was it?
Oh, it was a dink. It wasn't that big, but just I needed it, for my mental health, if nothing else.
Well, you just did a quick release. That was a good mental health. Okay, I didn't have to get my hands slimy, nothing like that.
Exactly. I knew he wasn't going to be big enough, so I didn't want to mess with it.
Oh, you just got us excited about it being possible big enough.
It was huge.
There you go.
It was 20 inches.
Until it wasn't.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's like they asked me why I posted that grinnell about 3 weeks ago on the tournament. I said because it was a 27-inch grinnell and then identified as a big bass.
So
it said it identified as a bass all its life.
Keith, you bring up a really good point in the fact that the fishing is slow all the way across the board, and we've seen this before, right? 2 weeks ago, it was like the numbers, everybody that was in the top 10, they were struggling to get, over 100, right? Then we go to the last weekend, and the numbers exploded, right? And everybody was over 100 inches in the top, 15. And just the team numbers were up across the board. And now here we are again, where again, everybody is struggling to put up numbers. And it's just kind of interesting how it goes cyclical and how different things can affect how that goes. And, when we had that a couple of weeks ago, it was across the board again. So it's just kind of interesting how some of this stuff always plays out.
Yeah, it's just, it's getting that time of the year where the weather is going to have a lot more effect on them than it does naturally, normally. As you start to see some of the lakes start to transition into like an early fall bite, having this full moon yesterday did not help any of us. Did not help anybody at all. We had this event probably 3 or 4 days ago leading up to the full moon, and we're probably catching large bags, but about 3 days before and 3 days after the full moon, it gets a little tough. It gets a little squirrely. The fish get lockjaw or sporadic. They just swim around. They're not really on a pattern. They're not really feeding like they normally would. But Jason just asked, why not dead stick a bait. I threw a Ned rig for about an hour earlier, just sticking it in holes, Jason, where the fish should be in the grass, and same result. They're not chewing. Ewing, now like I say, Ewing is out here. He's on the same ramp as I am. He's I don't know what he's doing now, but he had a pretty good start to the day. But he was catching them when it was really, really windy and really, really overcast, and just kind of popping them with a buzz bait. Maybe that was the answer out here this morning. I don't know about everybody else.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm curious how his day went. I was going to say, I'm curious how his day went the rest of the day. If he did so well in the morning, how did he do the rest of the day?
Well, he said what he told me this morning, and I don't know what plans were, and I don't want to give away all of his juice, but he said that what he was doing this morning was not even anything he saw in practice. So he noticed it's a noticeable difference out here. I mean, like I told you, this is the same place that Brian Delahunty and I put on a clinic the last 2 weekends we fished out here. And it's the water clarity is not the same. The water temperature is not the same. A lot of the grass that was on the, 12, 18 inches below the water, it's now matted on top. So it's a lot of difference right now.
All right.
So
2
the
inches.
South has been while we've been
2
chatting,
inches.
the South has gotten busy. So the South is now 2 inches behind the North. It's 371. I could read. And a quarter to 369 and a quarter. What's interesting is we were talking about Ewing. Ewing's numbers haven't changed on the overall leaderboard since this morning. He's still at 95 3/4. Neil DeForest is back up into the second spot now with 88 3/4. He overtook Ken Wood for that number 2 spot
with a 21 incher.
Yeah.
And that, like we were just saying, Lauren, 2 weeks ago, like the top 4 or 5 had 100 inches, and that was it. But today, we don't have anybody in the 100-inch range. Nobody.
Right.
Now, it was at 10 fish limit or 5 fish limit?
It's always been best 10 for the angler.
Right now, it's only 5. This is only counting the best 5.
Oh, best 5?
Yes. So,
yeah,
still a pretty good day for these people here with their fish.
Yeah, I mean, like I say, Ewing's got 2 fish on the board, so
he's got 4 fish on the board, and his smallest is a 15 1/4.
Yeah, he's caught a bunch of the smaller ones, but he does have those 2 21s that were both real nice fish.
Yep.
And Neil's smallest is a 16.
So the South is down now. South has managed to cull out all of its 15 and 15 and a half. So their smallest fish that they've got now is 16 inches.
The smallest North is 16 1/4.
16 1/4.
And they got 2 of them.
And they've got 2 of them. But the thing is that with the South has got, 1 16. They've got
and
2 16 1/4s. And then a 16 and a half and a 16 7/5. It does not take much for them to upgrade those, even just getting them to 17s. And that puts them in the driver's seat.
It does.
Just because they've got the 23 kicker. So.
And that one more fish can change it all up.
Is that right?
If you're in the East Coast, you have 11 minutes. If you're in the Eastern time zone, you got 11 minutes left.
Okay. Thank you.
You are welcome.
Let's tilt right back.
So this is going to come down to, once again, we'll get done probably around 1:30, and we won't know until the Central guys get done putting up fish where this all shakes out. So.
Which is, it's going to suck waiting that extra hour.
Right? Oh, this is, and this is one of the dynamics that we were talking about earlier of this place. So you don't see that much of an impact because both of those teams are in the same zone. So it doesn't matter. This is the first time where you're really looking at all the different teams combined. And now you've got this, you have a bigger delay now. So it's going to come down to what can the Central guys do?
Chip, what kind of water temperature?
I'm going to have to shut off here for just a minute. I'm about to lose a fishing pole. I got to crawl up to the top and get it.
Go.
So excuse me for just a minute.
Be safe.
No, this is brutal. I'm going to turn off so you don't see everything.
We might want to watch this dip in the water.
Splash.
What'd you say, Jerry?
Don't leave the sound on so we can hear the splash.
Uh-oh. Let's see what else has happened here. Russ Kennedy's made a move up to 5th place, but he has no fish that can make it onto the board.
Okay.
He's added 16 1/4 and another 14 3/4 to his fish. So now he's got 5 fish and he's in 5th.
Nice.
Well, plug in my battery pack. I just went down to 20%.
Dwayne says hello to everybody today. Hi, Dwayne. So this is a nice, fun break for a bunch of guys. Some guys are getting ready to get into it for next week as we kick off the run for the championship. What's everybody's thoughts and feelings on how we're gearing up for next week?
I don't know. I'm just relaxing.
I'm excited. I am excited.
Keith, why are you excited?
Oh, because, you know, I mean, you're going to get to see good anglers do what good anglers do, and that's to go out and fish and compete, you know, and that's the excitement of the. There's still excitement for everybody.
Yeah. Yeah. So which matchup next week do you think is going to be the most interesting match to see?
The most interesting is probably going to be Rhode Island. In my opinion, it's probably going to be Rhode Island and Pennsylvania.
Okay.
The most pivotal match is on the south side, and I think it's going to be the Slayers and the Palmetto Punishers.
Punishers. Okay.
Because I mean, Palmetto's got a good chance to go. If they win, they got a good chance to go to Neely Henry and upset Coosa. You know, Washington and Arkansas, either one of those teams. If Washington wins, they got to go to Neely Henry, which you know, could be exciting. But hold on, fish on, guys. Hold on. Well, maybe take it. Take it.
Oh, look at that bend.
Oh my God. Broke.
Ah! No.
You can't not capitalize on those.
Oh.
Can't not capitalize on those. You got to. That's terrible.
Well, Keith, thanks for providing us with the most excitement fish-wise that we've seen all day.
That was a good fish too. I mean, I didn't see it, but I felt it. That was good, real good fish.
Sorry, dude.
It happens.
Yeah.
It happens. I just hate it happens on a day like this where it's been. I mean, that's only my 3rd bite all day.
Yeah.
Going pretty good, Dwayne. Yeah, sorry I missed you. We could have had some fun going out and eat somewhere, but I knew y'all had to get back too.
So, Brad, tell me what you think about the run of the playoffs. What are you thinking?
Honestly, I hadn't even looked at it. I'm not in it. I hadn't even looked at it. I'm up there to getting ready for my next tournament on Pickwick with bass.
Okay.
So I was just happy that even though we had a losing season, I don't think we had but a minus like 18 points. I don't think anybody could beat that part. So I had us playing more defensive this year. That made a lot of difference on how many points everybody else scored on us, but it also hurt us. It seemed more than helped us.
Gotcha.
That's just how it goes.
Keith, did you just have another bite?
No, I'm still mad about that one I just missed.
Oh, okay.
Look at the score here.
I think that Pennsylvania
Yep.
Rhode Island
North
game is
just
going to
came
be
up.
interesting.
North is now at 372 1/4. South is still at 369 1/2.
Okay. We've got 2 minutes left for East Coast. Hang on, let me scroll up for you there, Brad. Let's see, what did they call out?
One of the 16 1/4 is gone, so it wasn't much.
Yep. Nope.
Hard to know. I'm not sure who's judging fish.
Nobody as of right now.
Because I noticed there's no green marks.
There's no green marks, so none of them have been judged.
So we may have a chance. Some of the North may get DQ'd.
Yeah. Yeah. Hey, and don't even go there. Some of the guys may have a slide open mouth too.
Yeah.
But one thing I like about the trail and how we do it, we talk to each other as we're fishing. And let's say I'm fishing, whoever I'm fishing against, I got a 14 that won't go in, have problems,
Yep.
time's up at the ramp. Well, we both know it, and it eventually gets in.
Right.
Or say Keith has one there with an open mouth. Do you have another better picture? Yes, I get time to put it in. We'll allow it to be put in. We don't care if the hour's up, as long as it's a good fish and he's already counted it in. We've had a lot of people question that. But now, let's say Brad has caught fish, but the hours pass, I don't get my fish in, it doesn't count. It's not, I don't get a chance to put it in later. It's after the fish is in, you can do your better picture if you find something wrong with it.
Yeah.
Right.
Where I think that's a good giving, because we all have issues. We all have problems. I know one of the teams had 2 fish, an identifier last week or something, and then they were only able to get a good picture of 1. So they lost one of them, and one of them was a 19. And it still makes a difference, but the chance was given.
Well, and that's where, the whole, taking the low res when you don't have signal, right? Taking the low resolution picture and getting that uploaded, and making sure that you have a good resolution picture that you can upload at a later point if you need to.
Hopefully,
especially if that, right?
Or you can count me, like if I don't have these on, I can't tell you if the lips open, closed, mouth, whatever, until afterwards. And I get to the bank and I'm trying to see, because if it's out there on a bright sunny day, trying to find that good picture or see the picture, is not always good.
Right. Oh, I get it.
Bad to look at your phone and try to determine if that mouth is open or not.
Yeah, that's what I'm getting at. It's hard to tell.
Yep.
Or you're so excited, you look at the fish and you never look to see if your identifier is right.
Right.
I'm checking my mouth. I'm checking this. I'm checking everything else. Everything's good. I forgot to look at that identifier. Is it in the picture? And you go and look and know, oh man, maybe it'll go, maybe it won't. Leave it up to the judge.
Well, and that's one of those things, I guess, that, because the pictures are such an integral part of what we do. Dwayne brings it right, and he says, taking pictures is part of the game, and he's absolutely correct.
Yeah,
so it's one of those things, as much as you go out and you practice your fishing, if you will, you need to practice that aspect of it just as much, I think, sometimes, just so that it's comfortable, so that you get used to it. It's one of the things that we see when people start doing tournament fishing from when they first start. There's so much stuff going on. They're not sure. And, the fish start flopping on the board, or they're flopping in the boat, and they don't want to sit still. And now you're trying to handle your camera. And, so there's things that you just need to go, and you have to practice that aspect of it as much as you have to practice your fishing as well.
That's true.
Yeah.
But still, even for me, several years back, I had a 25.5 on the board. It only measured 23 because I cut the tail off on every picture. And I'm up there, really? I was so disappointed in myself because it was my heaviest fish, 10.8. But every picture of the tail was cut off. So the best they could give me was where they saw the last part of the tail touching the board at 23 inches. And I'm saying, man, that's 2.5 inches left.
Yeah.
But it was,
all right.
I was more important trying to. They just told me the lake they're fishing is low.
All right. So East Coast fishermen should be done. It is 1:33. So we only have the small handful of Central Time folks that are still fishing in there. And we are at 372.25 for the North and 369.5. And we'll have to check back on this one to see how everybody finishes up.
Yes. Now, do we stay on, or we cut it off here in a little bit?
We can. Honestly, I think it's entirely up to what we want to do.
Okay.
Greg has left the building. So I know I know that he only had the broadcast originally scheduled from 11 to 1, and we've already gone beyond that. So we can get some final thoughts and let this one ride, and we'll check back. And I'm sure Greg will have we'll have a recap later.
They should have a recap tonight, or if not, probably tomorrow night for sure, due to people going through and judging the fish, and whoever's going to look at those and check them, because there's still a lot of fish there to check.
Yep. Yeah, there's a lot of fish out there to be looked at. So
because just not checking just the 20, yeah.
Right. So yeah, I don't know who's doing the fishing or doing the judging today. I don't know who was doing that. So good luck.
Right now we only got five people with 5 fish limits.
Oh.
Yeah. So it's been
What, Jerry?
What'd you say, Jerry?
So I'm working my hardest to change that. Make it at least 6 people with 5 fish.
Well, you still got that hour, or just under an hour now.
Yeah.
Yeah. The way we mentioned the full moon and 2 fronts, a high and low coming in and meeting here in the south.
Yeah.
Yep.
Catch that 21 incher, get us back in the lead. The 21, would that give us enough upgrade if I caught a 21 incher?
Oh yes, that'll almost be 4 inches.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Were we back 3?
No, we're not even down 3. I don't think. Let me look at it again.
2 3/4, I think,
button.
right?
Maybe
2
not even that
3/4.
much.
Two 2 3/4.
Yep.
Okay. Well, I've caught them here before. If one of them wants to wake up within the next hour.
I mean, one fish can change it now.
Yeah.
Right.
A decent fish.
Well, and that's like what we were saying is that the outcome of this game now rests on the shoulders of all the anglers that are in the central time zone.
Yeah.
No pressure, guys. No pressure.
Well, it's likely if I'd have landed that fish a minute ago, that would have been a nail in the coffin.
For who? For us?
For the North.
I doubtful because I wouldn't be surprised Garrett hadn't caught another one. And just hadn't had time to post yet.
Where's Garrett fishing at?
That I don't know. I didn't ask him that. I know Neil's still out fishing, and he's got a good area to fish. He's already got 121. I'm waiting for him to hit one of the 20s that's there.
Well, we've got, like I said, we've got 4 anglers all fishing on Champlain today. So, that was, Jake Anglis, Ken Wood. I don't remember who else I said was fishing up
There
there.
it is.
Steve
There it is.
Hedges.
There it is. Oh, yeah. That's a good fish.
Are you on?
Yep.
All right. Nice.
Bait.
Bait.
Well, we know he was using a blue worm.
May not make the board though. What's our smallest?
16.
That's what I'm checking for you. 16 and a quarter, Keith.
Quarter. Yep, 16 and a quarter on both of them now, so it doesn't matter. Ooh. Uh-oh. Let's see what you got. You better have something. And Neil just posted another one. Y'all are only 7 3/4 an inch away. What you got there, Keith?
16 and a quarter.
Don't make it. We'll put it on for your board. For you, put it up there. Get your picture done and put it up.
Yeah. Yep, the fish can do that now.
Cool.
That's going to move you up about 5 slots or better.
Well, and Brad, what were we saying? That if the bite got on in the afternoon, that it would help the central guys.
Yeah, it would if I could just get Jerry to do something.
Dang lure off these stumps.
I think he's where he should be. It's just trying to get them suckers to hit.
Yeah.
Jerry, did you get another tree branch?
Yes, I did.
Oh, jeez.
This lure loves it.
372 and a quarter to 371 and a half.
Nice. Who put up that? Was that Neil? Oh, that was Neil.
Neil put up another an 8-10 and a quarter.
Okay.
I don't think this one's gonna give it up. Nope.
Ooh. And you know, you hate doing that when there's like 5 minutes left, because now you know you got to retie if that's the bait they're hitting. But if it's not the bait they're hitting, you don't mind. You can put it down and go to something else. But you're up there like,
right,
that's what they're hitting. So now I got to pull out a weight, pull out a hook, pull out a bait.
I don't got confidence in hit anything else right now because I've tried everything this morning.
You know, that's one of those times when you bring that small generator and 2 long PVC pipes with some line running, wire running down the end with some chain off the end of it. Then crank that generator up.
So, Brad, when you fish, how many rods do you normally take with you?
I usually have 10 on the kayak with me.
Okay.
I got four below, which is on the side rails, and 4 up top with 2 across. And usually out of those 2 across, one of them I'm using, which is my primary and secondary.
Okay.
Each rod is built for a certain bait.
Okay.
And so it's just not like, to me, cut the bait off and use it. I got 4 frog rods I usually carry, if I carry that many. 3 to 4 crankbait rods, which I can do spinnerbait, crankbait on that. I got 3 vibrating jigs, which is chatterbait type.
Okay.
3 worm rods. I can always, I swap all these out to have different baits. One worm would be maybe a 3/16, another one smaller weight, one weightless, or either a worm weightless, a creature bait, and a regular worm with a 1/8 ounce or 3/16 ounce weight. And then 2 to 3 crankbaits, which they're back with the spinner baits too. Then I got the A-rig rod, the underspin rod, and a top water bait rod, prop bait.
Yep.
So I have about 20 in the truck with me. Yeah, Rodney came on and just said Neil had an 18, which that's already got that, Rodney.
Yep.
Yeah, Matt, that's right. They only need a 17 to take the lead, but Keith is up here saying, no, they don't need a 17. He says, I want another 17, 18 to bust it, bring the North up. I think Keith locked up.
I think so too. There he is.
15 minutes, guys. 15 minutes. No, not 15.
No,
45 minutes. 45. Sorry.
Don't scare them.
Let's say, man, you think you're long to tie that lure on?
Well, I'm up there at times. I'm like, come on, 15 minutes. Come on, 15 minutes. I'm just, the casts now are starting to get slower and slower. Oh, the way my rods are down, I don't have them up. Mine are all laying down, so I'm up under the limbs most of the time.
Ewing just landed another one.
Oh, you're watching him now, huh?
Yeah, he's back out here on the flat with me now.
Yeah, but it's any size. It might be the same. Let me go see what he brings up.
may not help him, but well, his smallest is 15 and a quarter.
15 and a quarter. It could help him, and it could be, you know, at the time period, every quarter inch counts.
Right? Absolutely. Sorry, I'm just looking out the window at the lake, and the number of blowboats that are on the lake has dramatically increased in the last half hour or 45 minutes while we've been here. So it doesn't look as choppy as it was this morning, but there's been this tremendous increase of sailboats that just literally have like come out of nowhere on the lake. Okay, I just muted Jerry because we were starting to get all his wind. So
I'm waiting to. Oh, let me see what Neil has. Hey, what's up? Uh, 1:30. Yeah, 2:30's last picture. Okay. Y'all listen an inch ahead. I meant behind. Oh, okay. All right. Oh, okay. Okay. All right. Keep it going. Wanting those updates. He says now the big fish are starting to move in to bite. That was Neil. He says I can get 2 more easy in 45 minutes. I'll see how easy it is. All right, Owen just went up with an awesome. 18 and a quarter.
Yeah, I knew it was a good fish.
So that put 3 inches in there for him. So that's only
so we've
2
gone
inches
to 34
on the fish side.
Yep. So we have moved into the north now has 374 and a quarter to the south having 371 and a half.
Yes. And Neil is claiming he's fixing to catch 2 good ones. So let's see how this goes.
So the next smallest fish for the north is a 17 or better.
Yes.
And for the south still has
416 variants down there. 2 quarters, and a half, and a 3/4.
3/4. Yep. So they still got some room to move.
I'm gonna be off the camera for a second, but I'll still be here audio wise.
Okay.
Okay.
I'll be right back too.
Sure.
Yeah, Lauren, we're starting to get a little
Jerry, how's your
wind
out there?
You
are?
Down. It goes up and down.
Yeah, we're starting to see a little positional wind out here now, so we may be able to get on a bite here in a few minutes. Maybe a little consistent.
Okay.
Ewing's still wearing out that bug bait.
Right. Whoops. I will be right back. I need to make a move or we're going to lose everything here. Hang on.
Yeah.
board. Uh-oh. Somebody else just posted another fish up for the north. 375.
Nice. Sorry about that. I had to go plug my laptop in. Otherwise, I was going to lose the world. So who put up that?
375 on the north.
Okay. So it is clear. The bite is starting to change.
Oh, for some people it is.
So what was that? That was so that was an 18.25-inch fish that was put up by the north.
By Ewing or by who?
Hang on. That one was Ewing minor.
Yeah. But we have one since then.
Yeah, that's what I'm looking for.
I don't know if it should have been about 18.
No, there
Dropped
it
at
is.
16.
Yep, 17.75. And that one was by Jason Cassetti. Pull up that. Oh, that fish. Here we go. This is Jason's fish here on the left. That's the 17.75 that he just put up. And here's Ewing's. Hang on, as soon as I can find it. And here's Ewing's fish that he just put up. There. So.
Good color.
Yep. Nice looking fish.
Can't believe we get spam stuff in on this.
Right?
69 mega.
Thank you, whoever went and blocked that. Thank you very much.
Yeah, I took care of that immediately.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, sir.
The girl was the girl for you or Jerry or me?
Probably yes.
Yeah, whoever would respond.
Correct.
Jerry, you got another limb? No, I see a twitch there. Okay.
Yeah.
No, popped it off some grass.
After watching y'all fish, I had to run and get my favorite fishing snack. A Little Debbie's Nutter Butter.
Oh, those are good.
Yeah. And if I'm sitting at the camp, I'll take some peanut butter and spread it across the top of it too. Just add some more peanut butter to it.
Well, that's one way to do it. Okay.
I used to not be able to eat a Hershey bar without putting peanut butter on it.
Well, I still do that. My kids always know when I've bought Hershey bars because there'll be big gouges out of the peanut butter. I won't eat Reese's because those are just too sweet. But I absolutely will take that Hershey's dark chocolate bar and tack a jar of peanut butter.
Reese's uses it.
Hey, look at the 18.
Hershey's milk chocolate bar. You can't beat it.
All right, that does tell us right, because Irwin, with his fish up, let's see.
He's now at 99 inches.
Yeah, but what I'm getting at,
Yeah.
he's got that. How has he got 99? Is all that total 99? Total, but he's got an 18 and a quarter in also. He just added. Or he upped. He still has an 18 and a quarter and an 18 and a half, both on the board, plus these others.
Yep. Yeah, so he's got two 21s, a 19 and a half, a 19, and an 18 and a half.
And an 18 and a quarter on the main board.
Yeah. So his 18 and a quarter called his 15 that he had, or his 15 and a half, I think it was. And then he just bumped up again with that 18 and a half.
Where's he at?
Ewing, he's sitting in first.
No, I mean, what lakes he's fishing?
I think
He's
Gunnersville,
on,
isn't it, Keith?
He's on Gunnersville.
Yeah, we're both on Gunnersville.
Gunnersville. Fishing the north end?
No, we're down about mid-lake. See, I think his line's out time for the Hobie was 1 o'clock, so it looks like he's getting off the water.
Okay, so Jason wants to know who we still have fishing in the central zone. So, Jason, we think we know everybody. We've got Keith is still fishing. Jerry's still fishing. We've got Ewing was fishing. Neil DeForest.
Russ is on the east. It's Dwayne Beatty should be still fishing. Jerry Tyne still fishing. Let's see who else I got down through here.
Brandon Hewlett should still be fishing.
Okay. Jason's still fishing, I think, right? Cassetti?
No, Jason just said no.
Did you just get done? All right.
He said me. I thought it said no. So yeah, Jason Cassetti.
Yeah.
Garrett Morgan. That may be about it. It's interesting. We only got 23 posting fish. I know one of your guys there was out, and I know Conrad was out.
Yep.
And still two of them. I'm not sure who.
Did anybody from the Cruiser Kingfishers fish?
I don't know. I would have figured it was Coley, but I hadn't seen anything on him up here. He might not put his. Yeah, he's not posted anything.
Hang on.
I know Coley is also one of those last ones that want to post.
They would certainly be Central Time fishing Neely Henry here in Alabama.
That is if he's on Neely Henry. He may not be.
Oh, he would be on Neely Henry for sure. Without a doubt.
All right. Hold on a second. Let us. Okay. All right. So I got smart finally. You know, some days I just don't have enough coffee. So I just pulled up the roster for everybody that's supposed to be on today. So you have Jake Anglis, Ken Wood, Rich. So Rich Biggie, we haven't seen any fish put up for Rich today. He was supposed to fish. He would have been East Coast. Justin Lacoste, he put up fish. Brady Olette, I haven't seen anything from Brady come up across the board. Nate Hall has put fish up. Steve Hedges. I don't think we've seen Steve. And Steve is on Champlain because he's here in the house with us. So I haven't seen anything from him today. Jason Cassidy, J.R. Rentz, Brian Balsier, Ewing, Chip, Jeremy Baker, Keith, and Adam Rourke. And we know Adam is off the water because of his motor catching on fire this morning. So really for the north still on the water is going to be you, Keith, Ewing.
Ewing had to go in because of the end of the other tournament.
No, I guess it's the same time because he's still out. He's still out here.
Okay, all right.
He just made it looked like he was going back to the ramp, but he just made a loop back around.
Okay. So do we know where Jason Cassidy was fishing?
Jason said he's still on the water.
Jason said he's still on the water. Okay. So I think it's just the three of you. Does that make sense?
Well, you got Jason, Garrett,
Where was Jeremy Baker fishing?
Probably St. Clair.
Okay.
Yeah, the problem is you got to ask. There was 4 of them at one time on this. Now I think there's only 3, and now I think it's only 2 Jeremy Bakers.
I would imagine Jeremy's on St. Clair.
Okay. And then Chip's off the water too, right?
I think so.
Okay. Jerry's back with us.
Jason's on bluegrass.
I'm back.
All right, so for the South, you've got Arlie Minton, Greg, Matt Miller, Robert Brown, Dave Hart, Barry Davis, Coley McGowan, Conrad, who did not fish because of a flat tire, Chris Mitchell, Russ Kennedy, Brandon Hewlett, Garrett Morgan, Neil DeFrost, Dwayne Beatty, and Jerry. We know Jerry's still out there. Neil's still out there.
Neil, Beatty, Keith, Garrett. I think that's it right now that I know of.
Okay. We haven't seen anything from Coley yet today. As far as putting anything up.
Is he from the South?
Coley? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, Jeremy Baker said he fished St. Clair, but he's off the water.
Okay. Yeah, so for the North, I mean, with only 23 anglers, right? There was 15 for either side. Only 29 registered. So from the North, Adam had to get off the water. Brady Olette didn't put anything up. Rich Biggie didn't put anything up. But that's a hit for the North because Rich has been, fishing lights out lately. I don't see anything for Steve Hedges. So I mean, there's four anglers right there that didn't put stuff up. Conrad didn't make it for the South. So that's 5. Who are we missing that didn't put fish up?
Is it Greg?
Oh, Greg. That's the other one. Yep. I think everybody else put fish up. So, how much did not having some of these anglers, affect the numbers that we're seeing today? I mean, Brady Olette's been a stick on his home water. Same thing with Rich Biggie. Same thing with with Conrad. How did that impact this match?
Yeah, it could have. The waterfront. I'm watching Kennedy. He's coming on up, but he's posting a lot of small ones. So maybe more smaller ones are being caught than big ones, no matter where you are.
Yep. Well, guys, we have 17 more minutes. Jason, have I been saying your last name right? Cassetti? No. My apologies. Oh, okay. That's easy enough. So it's like Cassidy. All right. I'll get it right from here on out.
There's no guarantee I will. I'll probably forget it by tomorrow.
You know, we try. We try.
Hey, Keith, I think you got a burr on your line that went right up through there. Made
Yeah,
it look,
probably.
didn't I?
Probably so. I probably got more than a burr.
And you're up there like, dang, that's 6 foot. Do I cut it off? Do I leave it? I got so many minutes left to fish. Please don't break. Do I cut it off? And in a little bit, you say, I got to do it. I can't leave it here.
Where the hell did they come from?
You got company?
Yeah, another kayak. I think maybe Ewing's college teammate. He may have put in here. I don't know. See, I don't know what time they got to be off the water.
Gotcha. Well, it has been a day. We had 23 anglers get on the board. We are still sitting with that little over 3-inch difference.
Yes.
So we're at what, 3.5-inch difference? The north leads the
3.5.
south. 376 1/4 to 372 3/4. Ewing Minor is still.
Yeah, if it's the closest it's gotten to be was 3/4 of an inch.
An inch. Yep. Ewing Minor is leading the charge with 99 inches for the day, with Neil DeForest at 91 right behind him.
And guys, this is not 10 fish. This was 5 fish.
5 fish. Yeah, 10 fish would probably change the numbers. I'm not sure how many guys actually have managed to get to 10 today. So, Ken Wood sits in third place with 87 1/4 inches, followed by Jeremy Baker with 86 1/2. Russ Kennedy is at 81 3/4, rounding out your top 5.
And top 5 and the people with 5 fish.
Okay.
So,
you know, that's a big drop. You know, I mean, your 10th place fish, 10th place is Robert Brown with 62 3/4. You know, he's got
4 fish.
4 fish.
Yep. So 6 through 10 are all 4 fish. 1 through 5 are all 5 fish.
Yep.
And not say they hadn't caught more, because we know several of them have caught more than 5. But that's what it's your best 5 on this.
Right.
And we also realize if your best 5 and you catch one that's needs to go to the board, but it doesn't make your 5, it still goes to the board.
Correct. You know, and then Jake Anglis sitting in 11th place is the first one with 3 fish. So. So now, Brad, was this the first All-Star game that they did? They didn't do an All-Star game last year, did they?
No, they did not.
Okay.
We did
So
try
this
to
is
do
their
a big
first-
fish tournament last year, and by the time it got around to it, most everybody was full into the hunting season, didn't want to participate,
Gotcha.
couldn't, and just didn't make it.
Gotcha. How many of you guys actually do? You know, what I'm curious is how much crossover do we have from guys that fish the KFL in their kayaks and actually hunt out of their kayaks as well?
I know I do, and I'm not as much as I do straight drive through and get out, but I got a lot of areas, and it makes a lot of difference. I can slide off into a ramp and go up into areas that only other boats can for deer hunt.
Okay. So that was going to be my next question. Do you fish? Do you hunt deer, or are you waterfowl?
I deer hunt. Now there's a whole bunch of duck hunt out of them, and a lot of them don't necessarily fish here, but they buy them just strictly for duck hunting.
Yeah.
But I know your question was referencing how many, and like Cody Milton, I know he's not on here, but he will be duck hunting out of his.
Gotcha.
It's
funny. I don't know. What, Jerry?
I just strictly fish. I don't do any hunting.
Gotcha. Yeah, I don't know how the duck hunting for you guys has changed. I know for us up in the Northeast, you know, where I am, I'm part of that Atlantic Flyway, and you know, when our season, the reality is our duck season needs to be pushed back about a month and a half to 2 months, because when our season opens, the ducks ain't moving. You know, they don't start to move now until, you know, it's really almost end of November, beginning of December before the birds really start to move up here. It's just still there's no reason for them to move. It's plenty of open water and still nice and warm.
When they tell me I can't shoot a redhead or a greenhead, all I see is a duck flying there. I don't know if it's redhead, greenhead, till it hits the ground.
Right. Right.
So I got to be with a duck hunter and said, "You can shoot that one. Don't shoot that one." I'm like, okay.
Now, why did they put restrictions on you guys down there for certain breeds?
It's just the numbers. They do a number. They used to do a number system.
Okay.
And if you killed this one, it was like 90 points. If you killed this one, it's 110 points. You couldn't take more than 300 points home during the day.
Okay.
So I mean, I don't know what the points were actually, but that's kind of how it works.
Gotcha. So what do you have a lot of that as far as ducks go that you guys hunt down?
I don't know. I really don't duck hunt, so I do it off and on when a friend carries me. Like I said, he's got to name the duck for me to shoot at. Because if it's flying and it looks like a duck, it quacks like a duck, it's going to be shot like a duck.
I get that. Yeah, I mean, it's up where we are. It's, you know, the only thing that's really that we have an abundance of when season kind of rolls around is wood ducks, you know, and we have a lot of those. But as far as mallards and blacks, or, you know, the buffleheads don't, and the mergansers don't even move in until later. You know, we get the buffleheads and the mergansers in our marina, and that's when I know the birds are finally starting to move. But I typically don't see those until, like I said, late November, sometimes mid to late December. So before it even starts to get cold enough for them to start moving.
Come on. Neil,
all right, folks, we have
2 more.
We have 7 minutes left.
7 minutes.
7 minutes. Who's out there that's still going to make a move?
See if I can make one here.
I feel sorry for whoever has to judge all those fish later on.
Yeah.
All right.
Well, they're probably happy that Greg didn't change it to 10 fish per angler.
Right?
I don't know. You got a couple of them would have made 10 fish.
Yeah, I know. That's what I say. So whoever judging was probably glad he didn't, because that's just that much less fish they got to judge.
Right?
Yeah.
But they really probably would have only impacted maybe what, the top 5, really, because they're the only ones that have 5 fish to begin with. Everyone else beyond that is 4 or less, so they weren't even getting enough to build their limits. So probably, worst case scenario, it only would have been another 25 fish. So.
Come on, folks.
Well, I'm going to have to take a quick picture.
Who does?
Yes, I am. This fish over bites. He ain't giving me much time to take a picture.
Oh. We're at 2:26. We got 4 minutes. Three minutes. But we're not counting or anything, Jerry.
You act like you got someplace to go.
I got to get outside and clean the roof off. I finally bush hogged after 3 weeks or 3 months. Stay in the road too much fishing.
I got a big back deck overlooking a really pretty lake. So actually, no, I think I actually need to go do a little bit of grocery shopping. I'm not sure what we're doing for dinner tonight. I haven't gotten that far. I got here later than I wanted to yesterday, so I'm all like discombobulated as to what our plans are and what we're doing.
Yeah, I'm like, I don't know yet.
Yeah.
I'm looking back. Wife's still laid up in the bed with a headache. My daughter went to buy groceries, so I don't know what she's buying.
Oh, I hope your wife feels better.
I do too.
Hey, you did submit your beard picture to me, correct?
Yes. I think I was the first one.
Okay. I think so too. I've got a bunch of them. So we're going to start the voting tomorrow. That's going to be part of my project for tomorrow, is to get that all up and get that posted so people can start voting for those glorious beards.
It wasn't long enough. I would have had everything off and laid on the side and had the beard covered up to appropriate parts.
Well, Brad, that gives you something to strive for next year.
It has not got. This is since 14. I just can't get it much longer. I clipped the dead ends off, and that's it. It won't go anywhere.
Jerry, you got 1 minute remaining.
1 minute. Well, I guarantee you, if I catch one, it's getting boat flipped in really quick.
Well,
you're gonna yeet it into the boat.
Well, I don't think that cast is going to make it in.
Oh, that moment when you realize your truck is blocking everybody else from parking at the house. So I know what I'm going to be doing when we get off the air, moving my truck. That's first and foremost.
I'll probably be checking with Neil to see if he's caught anything else.
All right. And we are 2:30. We are lines out.
Lines out. All right.
So,
well,
Jerry, thank you for hanging with us all day and fishing, streaming with us all day long. And it was great to get to know you.
Yeah. I don't get a chance to get on that much. So.
Yeah, Jason just put it, the grind is over. That's it. That's correct. Now to get ready for the playoffs.
There we go. Yep. This little fun-filled event is now over. And Brad, it was a pleasure broadcasting with you today. Thank you so much for being on.
Thank you, Jerry.
And And hey, we're on to the playoffs, and we'll see you guys all soon.
Okay. Out here.
All right. Bye.
Leave the studio.